Sorry. There's a lot of people I have to communicate with.
We already started, Joe.
Here we go, you dirty bitch. No, how dare you? Did you really?
We said go.
Hold on. Here we go.
Here
Comma.
we
This
go.
is how slow I type. You dirty bitches. And you know why I type so bad? Is because I don't want to admit that I need glasses.
Yeah.
I need reading glasses. I have old man eyes.
No.
HTTP. And people say, Joe, do you write all those crazy lines before the action? Yeah, I do that all myself. I'm like a coder, bro.
Wow. This is like
fucking
sneakers.
coding.
It's like, oh my God, sneakers
Just
reference.
like
That's
sneakers.
great.
Whoa, how did you bust that out?
I know, you
dare
guys. Look, I
dare you,
have a
Amy
lot
Schumer.
going for me,
You do have a lot going for you. We're going to get to that.
reference-wise.
Do you have any flashlights at your house, Amy?
Dude, this
Fleshlight?
is a commercial.
Flashlights.
He's
No,
easing into it.
I have 0 flashlights. Are you guys promoting flashlights or flashlights?
Flashlights.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, it's one of our sponsors.
I have no use
It's very
for
embarrassing.
that. I've
Yeah,
got
it's
my
not.
own
It's not for you.
situation.
Yeah, that's a totally different group.
If I'm ever craving a pocket pussy, like I've got one.
Well, the tuck and pull method of the fleshlight, where you take the actual fleshlight out of it, and it's like this big fleshy thing, and you tuck it inside of you, and then you pull it out slowly, and it feels really good. It's kind of like anal beads for your vagina. It's the second use of the fleshlight, but you want to make sure you don't tuck the whole thing in there because it could probably get stuck.
Tell me less.
Fascinating. Tell
yeah.
me less. Amy Schumer being silly goose.
Come
We
on.
have 2 commercials. This is what we do. One of them is for the flashlight that really is a sponsor for our podcast.
Do you have one here? I'd like to.
No, I'm
look at
sorry. I would have brought you one if I thought you were
it. I
curious.
thought there was a gift bag
I
situation.
should start hooking that up, right, Brian?
I had a boyfriend.
We
ask
should get
me
together.
If like I'd be into him getting that, and I was like, I don't see how that would benefit me at all.
Oh, why would you? Maybe so you could watch him fuck something else. So if you were crazy.
Yeah, I was like, I'm cool.
Maybe you
just
could do.
fuck me,
Maybe he
like,
could just
I-
fuck that thing and you spit on him. Maybe that's what he's looking
Maybe
for.
that's what he wanted. Yeah.
Piss
I was
on
like,
him
do
while
you need
he's-
me to make more time
Yeah.
for us, or what's happening?
Smack him in the face while he's doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe
He
that's the
wasn't
thrill.
like that kind of a dude, but
No?
I
You
would
never
have
know.
minded that.
You never know.
I tried to find out.
Anyway, if you go to joerogan.net and click on the link for the fleshlight, enter in the code name Rogan, you will get 15% off the number one sex toy for men. And our sponsor forever from the beginning of the podcast, when we were scrubs, when we this is what, like we've come so far.
You
but
have. Look at you. Look
we
at
have a
this.
room.
This is
We have an
amazing.
actual space now with cameras. But from the beginning of the podcast, these guys were with us when nobody was watching, listening, whatever. So
You're so
they
grateful.
remain our sponsor. They're cool, and it's a good product. And even though
Yeah?
it sounds embarrassing,
Do you love it?
it's a good product. I don't love it.
Marry it.
I like it.
You like
I
it?
like it.
I'm not gonna complain about it.
It's a good inanimate object, but I don't feel
Sure.
love for it. That would be creepy.
That
Amy
would be
Schumer.
like a Twilight Zone.
That'd be like, it's possible. Those real dolls, you know,
Yeah.
have you seen those where they have communities of real dolls?
Absolutely.
And dudes like get their real dolls together. Like, hey man, my girl likes your girl. And
I didn't know that happened, but
I made fun of it on my website once in a blog, and then some guy emailed me his reality. As to why he has this.
oh no, was it like really sad?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
he
it
like
was
a
horrible.
It's
bird
either really
victim?
sad or the best troll
It was
ever.
horrific. Well, it could have been a troll.
Oh,
Could have been a
no.
troll, but it didn't seem like it was. He was one of the guys that was in the community that was I was making fun of because they had all their dolls and they're dressing them and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Like, you guys are crazy.
So what was
and
his
there
defense?
that a lot of these guys are either disfigured or something is really wrong with them. And yeah, and
that is
so
sad.
it is very sad. It's a fucking what a shitty roll of the dice.
I could get down with fucking a disfigured guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like something like one little thing fucked up. I think I could
Just
get
one
into
little,
that.
But what if he had a lot of things
Oh,
fucked
if
up?
he's like, he can't be like all masked out. Like he's gotta. It just has to be like one charming like
like a
baby
weird
arm or
wart or something, some weird
like I can't. I don't
eyelid
think
wart.
it can be something extra. I think it has to be
Okay.
something missing. So
Oh.
if like a limb is
Okay.
gone, that way like everyone thinks I'm so nice and and I'll be kind of like grossed out while we're fucking.
Oh.
But like get into it. I think.
Would the grossed out part that benefit you in some way?
Yeah, I like watching porn like that, like where I'm like, would this make me puke? Like, would I throw up on this dude? So I could now. This is how I'm finding my target demo. I just like if you're disfigured,
If you're disfigured or you want to make me puke.
Yeah, come on down to the funny bone at blah blah blah.
Amy Schumer, you crazy?
You so cray.
We're still doing commercials, believe it or not.
Oh,
It
sorry.
doesn't seem like it, right?
Yeah, the
But
cameras
that's
are
the
not even
beautiful
on yet.
thing of the flow. That's the beautiful thing of the flow of this show.
Yeah.
We're also sponsored by Onnit.com, ONNIT, makers of Alpha Brain, the cognitive enhancing supplement that I show you right here.
Look at that.
Vitamins for your dome, Amy
You-
Schumer.
I saw you take
Smart
it.
pills.
You're really doing it.
Oh yeah, I take them for real. Yeah, it gives you like it's not like as prominent as like say Adderall or something like that, but what it does is it enhances the way your brain functions. Anybody who's interested in it, Google the word nootropics. That's the best way to get information on it, and try a bunch of different stuff out before you ever even think about buying Alpha Brain. Research nootropics. Get involved in looking at what it is. There's a bunch of studies about it. You know, a lot of them were done on people with Alzheimer's. You know, people whose brains weren't functioning so well anymore, and it helped them. Various companies have nootropic formulas. Don't necessarily go out and buy Alpha Brain, but I'm telling you that we use it, and then it's awesome. I like it. And if you don't like it, you order it, and it doesn't work for you, you don't even have to return it. You get 100% money back guarantee. We try to make it as easy as possible for your first order. Can't have more than that because some people stole it or something. Dragons came, Brian. What was the story again?
No.
How'd it go?
The dragons came.
There was a troll who came over the mountain with a battle axe and came into town and took all the Alpha Brain and then put it on eBay or something.
No. Joe, you took my Alpha Brain the other day and sold it on
Got it right
eBay,
here.
I noticed.
I didn't sell it on eBay. It's right here.
Yeah,
Oh, did somebody put it on-
his new thing is that he just gives it to me and he launders it and then sells it on eBay. It's been him the whole time.
Yeah, man, that's my new theory. I make like $3 every time. It's an awesome deal. Anyway, we also have a bunch of different cool supplements that are available. All of them that I find to be effective. If I didn't think they're effective, I wouldn't promote them. 100%. That's the truth. Get into it. Check it out. If you want to try Alpha Brain, go to joerogan.net, click on the Alpha Brain link, enter in the code name Rogan, and you get 10% off. All orders, not just the first one, as many orders in the future. All right, bitches. Amy Schumer's here. Start the music. Now the
Joe
podcast
Rogan
officially
Experience.
begins.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
That's a very mild version of the song there.
Yeah.
It's like you weren't trying to hurt Amy Schumer's
I
ears.
was
thank you.
protecting-
That
I
was
was
the
protecting
lady-friendly
his ears.
version.
I think that
Yeah.
was. I think that's
It
exactly
was.
what he's doing.
I
Is that what you're
was.
doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you find her cute.
I didn't want to startle
Oh
her.
my
You love her. You
God.
love her already. Look at you're already adjusting your
it.
behavior.
Say it.
That's respect. That's some serious respect.
Whoa, I'm excited.
Because usually it blows your fucking eardrums out.
Yeah.
And he
And
gets
it
all
was
silly.
Like, it
and,
sounded like
muted.
tea party music.
and then he
right?
gets silly with the fade out, you know, because he fades it out. Then wah 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 wah, and it'll
Brings
go
it
on for
back.
like minutes. But not
Well,
with you.
thank
With you,
you,
he's trying to be
Brian.
like really unobtrusive and really sweet. And
Look, I'm putting collages of
You're
pictures
making
together.
him-
Oh
you're making
my
him the best.
God.
You're making him the best Brian he
He's
can
doing
be.
his job.
If
You're
it wasn't-
shocked. He's.
I'm for real. If it wasn't for you here, I think you're making Brian the best Brian he can possibly
Am I?
be.
Is this a better version of you, Brian? For real?
No, I
What
think
if I
he's-
bring out the best in you? Don't
he's
run
troll-
away from this.
He's trying to troll me right now.
Yo, I'm not trying to troll you. Women do that. That's one of the things that
He's playing a practical
You know-
joke on me right now.
you know how guys. This is gonna sound totally ridiculous, but you know how guys will sometimes get divorced, and the woman will get half a guy's shit, and then people will say, "Oh man, that's fucked up." You know that she never told a joke, or she never made one point. You know, how the fuck did she get half his money? But the combination of people sometimes like a woman will come into your life and she's such a badass bitch and you want to impress her so much, you will be a better person.
Well, I think the flip side of that is I think what chicks do, not me. No, I think when you start dating somebody, like I'll just. Like I'm like super cool new girl, right, you know. I'm like,
yeah.
let me just sweep the crazy under the rug for a couple months. I'm like, you don't need to see this.
Of course.
You don't need to meet my mom, who I'm becoming, and then the truth comes out eventually. But I think you're like the best version of yourself at first, and then you
Yeah.
can't help but.
That's what I always tell guys. You should be the you who you're pretending to be when you're trying to get laid. If you do
Just
that,
stay that
yeah,
way.
stay that guy. Be that guy.
Yes.
It is possible to be that guy. It's fucking hard.
Yeah, you can like decide and work on it,
Yeah.
right?
Be the you that you pretend to be when you're trying to get laid.
I
Just
think it
stay
takes
that
a lot
guy all
of
the time.
vitamin D or something.
Yes, it definitely
That's why I'm
takes
so low
vitamin
on
D.
D.
You got to do squats.
Yeah.
You got to do deadlifts.
Ton of squats.
Deadlifts.
Squats doesn't give you D.
Kettlebell, son. Big fucking heavy ones. 50 pounders, 70 pounders. You got to really work the spine and the core. All that is part of it.
Gotta keep your core engaged for sure.
Word.
Yeah, my inner core.
So
For
I think
sure.
that Amy Schumer is like your muse. This is what I'm saying.
Oh my
You
god.
know that she's hilarious. You know that she's talented as fuck. So when you're around her, you've got like this like crazy respect because you're also physically attracted to her. Like there's a lot going on here.
Oh, this is the best.
I am
Right?
now.
Don't
This
you
is the
feel
best.
this? Don't you feel this, Amy? There's
I
a
am
lot going on
loving-
here.
I am loving this.
Brian, it's not bad, bro.
Brian's totally
it's good.
shaking his head. Brian,
All
are
I'm
you in
saying
denial?
is she
I'm
makes
now a
you a better
Cougar
person.
Hunter show.
I know. What is this shirt? This Cougar Hunter.
Yeah, the evidence is right there.
That shirt is so ridiculous.
I know,
You
it's-
know what I want to do? I want to get you pictures of you in the woods near my house where the mountain lion is.
Oh,
Let's go out near my house because there's been 4 mountain lion sightings.
yeah.
Holy
near my
shit.
house.
Attacks or just
No,
sightings?
just sightings. You know, the attacks are usually on dogs and a lot of rabbits get fucked up, and the occasional deer. If they catch a deer, they'll basically fuck up anything.
Yeah.
But they try to avoid people as much as possible. So it's really weird that they've seen 4, or at least 4 times in the course of.
It might be the same one.
Most likely. Yeah,
I'm obsessed
they're
with
pretty
that
solitary.
show. You ever watch I Survived?
Yeah,
And the mountain lion ones really fuck me up. They just like they scalp you.
They're
Oh my
horrific.
God.
They're horrific. They're so dangerous. People, you don't even
Wild
have any
animals.
idea of how strong they are.
No.
You know, when you see one, there was one when I was in Colorado. They had a stuffed one, like this. They had this crazy wildlife exhibit place where there was this guy taking care of like all these different tigers that were from zoos and all. It was like a big, huge area filled with big cats. But they had a stuffed mountain lion. And
How big?
it was like 200 pounds, 150, 200 pounds. But when you look at the dimensions, that's when it freaks you out. You
Yeah.
see the width of its paws. Its wrist is like twice the size of a man's.
Yeah.
They're enormous wrists. And then you look at the bones of the paws and you look at the fucking head. All of it just designed to fuck
Just
shit up.
ruin
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Imagine a cat as big as a person. This is essentially what it is.
Right.
It's a big man, but it's a cat.
It's like 6
200
feet.
pound
Yeah.
fucking cat.
The one I saw and I survived, the woman was trying to save her husband, and she was jamming a pen into the mountain lion's
Oh my
eye,
God.
and it wasn't even reacting. It was
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, you would have to brick that thing.
Aren't you scared, like, to be outside by your house?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, but I pack heat. You know what I do? When I go outside, sometimes I go outside to take a leak just to put my mark around the house. I piss,
Oh,
I piss
that's
around
not
the
weird.
house.
That's not weird.
No.
That's
That's
what I
not
do.
weird at all.
And I do it in my
Fine.
underwear with a gun in my underwear.
Oh.
I just
Huh.
tuck the gun in my underwear.
See, I just poop in little coffee cans inside my house, and then I just put them around
You
my
guys,
yard.
I feel like we should have more secrets from each other. Let's start now, and we'll just it'll just be
Listen,
secrets.
ladies and gentlemen, I don't really walk around my underwear. I'm just fucking around. But I did, when I was hiking in Colorado, I did always used to bring a gun. Just for that very reason.
Yeah.
Just for the mountain lion reason. Most likely it never happens, but fuck, if it does happen,
Those
wouldn't it be nice to be able to
posters-
shoot that cunt?
Those posters that say like just make yourself bigger.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna.
Listen, you say it's gonna, but you got to do something.
I know.
Listen, you
My
got to
plan,
do
I always
something.
hike
When a
with
big
a friend.
wild killer is looking at you.
I'm gonna throw my friend at the mountain lion, and I'll go get help.
Yeah.
That's probably
You
a good
know,
move.
like-
That's what I would do.
It's a good move.
Best
Yeah.
So you're
idea.
better at playing dead, and then just push them.
Yeah.
You're a better actor. I feel like you remember in South Park when the fucking actors had to save the world, how important it was. It's like, you can save us. You're an actor. Just push her in there. Play like you're dead.
Operation Human Shield.
Pretend.
Go bitch.
Oh wow, mountain lion's eating your asshole. Ouch.
Joe, do you remember that thing we talked about a while back where I said if you ever get attacked by a lion, I would take like a piece of paper and try to throw it like if it was a real cat, and you were like, you're stupid. But
Yeah.
somebody posted this amazing documentary of this guy and you've actually seen it before, where he gets really close to this lion, this male lion and this girl lion, and he's holding a toilet paper roll, and the whole time he's just holding it like in his right hand, and then like the cat starts coming up to him, he's just like about to throw the toilet paper roll, and the cat just kind of like looks over to the right, and it
It looks like you're just like jerking off the cat right now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you're just kind of. But
Yeah.
no, but then at one point, like he got really close, and the guy was like going to use that to throw it in the opposite direction. He said that would be like his only chance to survive. It was that little toilet paper roll.
Oh
it
my
worked?
god.
Yeah, and if I could find the video, I'll try to find it. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, tweet
So
it
his
to
only
me.
chance to survive was to distract him with toilet paper.
It
Yeah,
worked.
yeah. We have to watch this video. I hope somebody tweets me it
I
because you'll
guess
freak out.
Wow, because they've never seen anything like like it before?
It's because in their
so much-
instincts, their instincts are still a cat. Like where if you throw anything at a cat, you know, it will be like, what the fuck's that?
We should kill all cats.
Yeah, let's just
You
eliminate
know,
them.
I love my cats and everything, but I know that the only reason why I love them is because of the size difference. You know, I'm way bigger than them.
Yeah,
If
but you're not
she
gonna love,
wanted
like,
to
a
fuck
ferret.
around. If she wanted to fuck around, and try to kill me, I could snap her neck. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's what makes you love something.
Well, no, that's why she loves me. Like,
Okay.
I'm big enough. But if the roles were reversed, my cat would eat me.
Yeah, your cat
For
doesn't
sure.
give a shit. Cats, they're like abusive
They,
relationships.
they fucking they would totally
when
eat
they
you.
need something, they're like, hey,
Yeah.
it's me. And then when they're like, fuck off.
You can't have a cat and a pet mouse. You just can't have it.
Do you have
You
that?
just can't have it. A pet mouse?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
But I
okay.
do have cats. I have 2 cats.
What are their names?
You don't need to know my
I'm
cats' names.
interested.
This is personal, creepy shit. You know, you're getting
All right.
weird with me.
Here's that
I'm
video,
painting
Joe.
myself a picture.
Here's that video.
Spaz and Oliver. That's
Okay.
their names.
Yeah, I'm not judging you.
Oh, this is insane.
As he faces the king of beasts, just an ordinary roll of toilet paper.
Oh my god, this
God.
guy's
An
out of
attack,
his
he'll throw it
fucking
at its head
mind.
and hope
helps
it
that that
creates
guy's
a short
lion
diversion
size.
so that he
He's
can
gonna
make it back
throw
to
it at his
car.
head
But he
and
knows
hope
these
it creates a
moves won't always
diversion.
work.
Oh my god, look at that thing.
None of them have guns either.
What's the cameraman
Jesus.
doing?
Look at this
Shitting
fucking
himself.
lion. Look at the size of this thing.
I don't know which thing you're talking about.
It gets intense.
Oh my god.
They're-
It's intense now.
For the audio listeners, it's a bear versus a lion.
Oh, yeah,
By
they can't
pitting
see.
himself
bear?
against
Well, I mean,
the
a,
lion,
a,
man.
big, a
If
big
you're in
hairy
the gay
guy.
community.
Big man with a ponytail.
Yeah.
Where are you hanging
Yeah, you
from?
got some questionable life choices when you got a ponytail
Yeah,
anyway.
it is a bear versus.
Oh my
take
god,
that.
oh my god.
Oh my god, look at the size of this thing.
It gets intense here for a second. Watch.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
It doesn't even need this creepy music. Like, it's just intense.
That is a big killer, a big
From
wild
time
killer.
to time, the cat whips its tail around, a sign that he views Mike as a potential danger.
I don't know.
He remains both threatening
Between
and
being
defensive
alone with that
throughout the
lion or that
entire
dude, I think
duel
I'd
with the man.
take my chances with
Oh
the
my
lion.
god, this is terrifying.
Can you imagine that?
Look at the size of its arms. Just look at that thing.
It's beautiful.
It's horrifying at the same time. The idea of that thing looking at you,
Oh my
this
God.
600-pound fucking monster that just kills things every day
I don't know.
in Africa.
Look,
Jesus fucking Christ!
The second lion seems to have regained his courage.
What second lion?
There's a second line in the back.
Oh my god,
himself
there's a
alone
second
against the
lion.
two of them,
Oh my god, this guy's alone with the 2 of them.
Why is this guy in Narnia?
pushing the challenge beyond the limits.
Oh my god, he is fucking up here.
Yeah, this is where it gets fucked up crazy right
That
here.
guy doesn't seem scared. Is he just that cool?
He's stoned.
Yeah, they put him on
Hammered.
meds. He's on
They
meds.
just dropped him in a field. They're like, good luck. Here's a ball of paper.
Look at that thing. My god. This is like a fucking werewolf movie.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Oh my god. This is insane. It's walking away. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And then that is it.
Oh my god, it walked away. Jesus Christ, that's terrifying.
That was heavy.
But yeah,
That is so
so my
terrifying.
paper theory is totally legit.
Wow.
Yeah, like he never even threw
Brian
it.
Redband's
Brian, you're-
paper theory.
You're-
So if you're getting attacked by a tiger,
Yeah.
get some paper, crinkle it in a ball, and then right before it attacks you, just get like you're gonna throw it.
It's is it the motion of it? Like you're throwing something
It's-
and it's
I think
big
it was
and
that
white and they don't know what the
dude.
fuck it is?
It's
I don't think it was that paper.
Fuck.
I think it's just a hack into the brain of a cat or a feline that for some whatever reason they that crinkly noise that ball that what's in your hand type thing, it doesn't know what it is, so it's
Right.
like it just spazzes out like what the fuck's in this
We're
hand.
so lucky cats are stupid as fuck.
Thank
We're so
God.
lucky. The toilet paper distracts them. Oh, that was scary. That was one of those things. I mean, even though those shitty, blurry YouTube style video, it was still absolutely terrifying. There's got to be an HD version of that out
Oh yeah,
there
it's
somewhere,
called
right?
Man versus Wild Pride, male lion, and it's off the what is it, the Animal Planet.
So it's like an Animal Planet DVD that's available?
Yeah.
Man versus what?
It says Man versus Wild Pride. I don't know if that's
Man
what,
versus Wild Pride. Jesus Christ.
I want to know that guy's deal. Like,
He's
what
crazy.
was going on with that dude? Like, what
He's
was
taking, well, you know, he's another one of those dudes, those wild, I'm going to get close to animal dudes that have been popping up a lot lately.
We should really say rest in peace if he is dead, because he probably is. That looks like an old video, and he's doing that kind of shit. He's probably not even alive anymore.
Yeah,
So.
that guy didn't look like he was on his last leg, regardless.
Yeah, like I guess Steve Irwin sort of started that all off, you know, because he was like real wild with an animal, the crocodile hunter dude. He would get like right up to him, and you know.
And what was the one with the black bear? What was that movie?
Oh, Grizzly Man.
Grizzly. Oh, that was
No, it was
so
a
fucked
brown
up.
bear.
It was.
Yeah, the brown bears are the big ones. The black bears aren't that dangerous. Black bears they don't really attack people as much or kill people as much. It's the bigger bears are the brown bears. Yeah, he was that nutty dude who lived in Alaska, and they said that it was essentially death by bear. I mean, he just suicided himself. He wanted to do that. It was suicide by bear. He just stayed late. You're not supposed to be there. The bears that are awake are super dangerous because they can't kill anything, so they're not fat enough to hibernate. You know, and so they'll eat anything. They eat babies. They were eating babies. Like, he caught them eating babies, and he's still stuck around.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That poor girl. I always think about his girlfriend. She died too, right?
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
brutal.
She died after she
Tried to save him.
tried to help him. Apparently, the video is there was a cap over the camera, but the audio is there of the whole event, and it's like 6 minutes long.
Shit.
Yeah,
The movie
'cause-
only played like the very beginning of that, right? Like,
no, they didn't
even
play
the
any of
audio.
the audio of the attack.
disturbing.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. The in the movie, his ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend, whatever it is listening to it. She's listening to the audio, and she's the one who decides. Her and Werner Herzog, the guy who's director, they decided not to release it. But it's a long audio too. It's like bears don't kill you. They just eat you, and eventually you die. It's a completely different deal than a cat. You're way better off getting killed by a cat.
Yeah, cats seem
Cats
sweeter.
just
They
cats
scalp
kill you. Well, they kill you.
They kill you.
The first thing they're gonna do is grab a hold of your neck and they're gonna kill you. That's
Bears
their
just
instinct.
eat. They're not worried
Bears
about you.
just hold you and start eating.
God.
Now, was there any proof that the wife of that bear dude didn't have a penis, right?
There was, yes, she was a real woman. It was sad. You know, some women get just roped up with guys, and they can't find a man, so they find some guys doesn't want to believe that he's gay, so he's living in the woods with bears and shit. He was a crazy, obviously gay guy. You know, I mean, like as gay as you can get. And I think, you know, for some dudes, the desire to stay in the closet is so strong, it leads them to be so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
They're willing to go live with grizzlies. You know, and he had this whole thing
like
how he was
just-
I'm protecting these bears. Does the forest department want to help them? No. Does the sheriff's department want to help them? No. The wildlife, you motherfuckers. And he was like yelling and screaming at the camera and pointing at them, and then he would like reconstitute himself, clean himself up, get back in and do it again and do like another take on it. He did
He
like
should have just taken a dick once. Like, lived his life.
Yeah, probably. I think that would have certainly helped him. I think he was, and he had this crazy thing where he was like walking, holding the camera, talking about if he was just gay. If I was just gay, it would
I
be
don't
so
remember that.
easy. I could
Wait,
just
did he
go
really
to
say
a
that?
yes, yeah. I could, you go to a rest stop,
Yeah.
but I'm not gay.
Just gay for bears.
It was the most obvious I'm gay like cry for help.
Yeah, it was really sad.
It is sad because it's fucked up that it's fucked up that dudes get stuck in that closet situation, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's a terrible place to be, to pretend your whole life to be one thing when you could just say you're another and everybody will still love you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you don't have to, like, I know dudes that are in the closet today.
Me
Tom
too.
Segura, Burt Kreischer.
Hey, easy, bro. I thought we were going to talk about that on the air.
Oh no.
Brian,
We'll
you're
edit
such
this.
a
I knew
dick.
it. I knew
We'll
it.
How
edit it.
dare you? Oh, we'll
Right.
edit it.
Yeah.
I think we're doing it live on Ustream right now.
I know, but
you
we'll edit it.
fuckhead. How dare you?
Bert and Tom fucking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god.
They don't really fuck. They just start to fuck and they come prematurely all over each other.
Oh god.
It never actually becomes Bert and Tom fucking. They're so hot for each other, and the idea of them fucking is so hot.
It's
They
enough.
never get it inside each
There's
other.
no penetration.
They
They
just
don't
come
make it
close
that
and they
far?
come. Yeah,
that's-
they're trying
I
to
would
be
throw up.
less gay just so that they could have gay sex. They're so gay that they can't even actually consummate.
No.
No, they
It's
just
not about that.
they just start twitching and coming all over themselves.
It's so great to think about. I'm like picturing Bert's family. Like, what?
His family
His
is
daughter's
totally
like,
down. Don't worry,
I know.
everybody's cool.
They are the coolest.
Yeah, but if you're Bert's kid, you got to know what the fuck is up.
Oh,
you got to
yeah.
know there's some craziness in the
Those
world.
chicks run the house. Yeah,
Probably.
they're ready for anything.
It's probably best for him that they run the house. Could you imagine if he ran the house?
No.
You know, Bert's
No.
crazy.
I could just picture those girls making him dress up for a tea party.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah,
Bonded.
I'm sure he does all that
The
stuff.
works.
You have to do all that stuff when you have kids. Bert Kreischer, he's another one of those dudes that I think the internet is perfect for. You know, like people get to see the real Bert
You don't have
Kreischer.
to see his body.
No, when you get to hear him, like when he's on podcasts, you know, you get the
hilarious.
total. You know, when he's not stuck on like if he's doing Letterman or something, he's always hilarious, but he's stuck to like 7 minutes.
Right.
You can't get to really know him.
You need the Bert experience.
You need a 2-hour Bert Kreischer experience.
Oh, God.
You know? Amy Schumer, how long have you been doing comedy?
7.5 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You did that Charlie Sheen roast, and that's when I really that's when I found out about you. I'd heard your name before. People would say you're really funny. I don't want to blow your head up. I don't want
Do it.
I don't
Come
want you to
on.
get
I'm in a
crazy.
bad place.
You know, when dudes would go, you know, guys always, every now and then someone will have this conversation when you see like a really funny chick, you know, like, oh, there's another one. See, because it's, you know how it is with chick comedy. You know, with chick comedy, there's like, I'd say, dudes, it's hard enough to do comedy to be a dude, but to be a woman, just to get over the societal boundary of you being the one talking, I think it's way more difficult for a woman.
Yeah.
I think it's way more difficult for men, especially meatheads and insecure guys, to accept the fact that a woman's on stage talking.
Yes.
And then your subject matter is obviously going to be more, not, I wouldn't say more restrictive, but it's more difficult for you to get out certain things, especially sexual stuff and, you know, and certain things about judgments and politics, because people are reluctant to take the opinion of a woman. Like,
For sure.
a lot of people are.
For
so
sure.
it's way harder, I think, for a chick
Yeah.
to make it and be a stand-up. So when you see a bad motherfucker come along, like yourself, you know, I'm
Thank
always
you.
very impressed, because I know that it's harder for a woman to do than a man. And when I heard you on that Charlie Sheen roast, I was like, holy shit, this chick is fucking funny. You had some really funny lines. I was
Thank
like,
you.
oh shit. You know, I generally, like a lot of times roasts, I go, oh, okay, you're just being mean.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. You're being mean to each other. And sometimes it's funny. And sometimes it's just, whoa, this is like some weird, creepy shit that
Yeah.
guy's been like storing about
Yeah.
this dude.
Where is this
You know?
coming from?
Yeah,
Right.
ugh, it's gross.
Right.
But the way you did it was awesome. And the fucking exchange you got in with Mike Tyson. Can we play that? Can we play that?
Oh my God.
We got to play that if we can find it. If Brian can find it, he'll put it up, because it was so funny. Mike Tyson was trying to go back and forth with you, and you just handled him. You handled Mike Tyson the way Mike Tyson used to beat up boxers. It was really funny.
That was like when I watched that. That was like in retrospect. I was like, Jesus, you know. I was like, did that just happen? Like I just like, man.
You just manhandled Mike Tyson
I
in
think
a
I'm just
verbal.
like in the white girl bubble enough still to be like, he won't. He's not gonna come over here. Like I'm gonna be. But it was like afterwards, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, you shouldn't
could've been
assume that he
bad.
can take a joke. I mean, he's a way calmer version of Mike Tyson than he
Yeah.
was back in his fighting days. But he's
you
a scary guy.
It was still like, yeah, there were some uncomfortable moments still where he'd like pretend to be like he was gonna hit
Yeah.
someone. You're like, that's
Oh,
not funny
God.
to anybody but you.
Well, they'll laugh at it. That's the problem. If he has like
Yeah.
fakes punches at people, people will laugh just out of uncomfort.
Yeah, no one's gonna be like, you know what,
Yeah.
Michael, that
Hey,
makes me uncomfortable.
You're
Right.
crossing a line, Michael.
Yeah.
You know, you used to be a professional fighter.
Right. I'd like to talk about my boundaries. He's like, what? Yeah, you just have to be like, oh, that was awesome. I'm gonna leave a
Yeah,
couple
you just
minutes
gotta
early.
let him grab your dick.
Yeah,
You know?
he grabbed my dick the whole night.
You gotta get it. You gotta let him, as long as he's not squeezing it. Just
No.
you know, when he's squeezing it, then you might want to call the
Gentle
cops.
ball tickling, nothing. But no, but that was like afterwards. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. But he did a great job. I think he did even better than what they made it look like. I think the writers were all kind of sweating if he was going to be able to deliver. But I thought he like nailed it.
Yeah. Well, what did you think that he was gonna be able to do? You just thought.
Well, I didn't know. The writers who had been working with him were kind of like, oh, we hope. He was like the wild card. Like he might just bug out and like be completely incoherent.
Right.
Because they had like a concept for him that he was going to speak really intelligently and spout poetry and,
Right.
you know, and, but he did a great job.
Well, that's what he mean. He was like a weird sort of a kind of almost like a ghetto philosopher when he was a young guy, because he would like mess up words and stuff, but he would quote you all sorts of crazy things. Like he's a scholar on boxing history. you know. And when he was a young guy, he wasn't an inarticulate guy, you know. I mean, I don't know how much has changed, but there's an inevitable decline in your ability to function after getting punched in the head that many
Just somebody's
times.
beating you in the head.
Yeah, it's inevitable. There's a certain amount, you know.
Yeah.
There's a certain amount, and no one wants to admit that or accept that, but that is the fact.
Yeah,
you know?
I kind of, to be totally honest, I felt the only sort of remorse I felt that night was for him, because it was like he's for sure brain damaged, and
Right.
it felt like.
I think you fucking had to do what you had to do, girl. I think you
I don't
you were
regret
in the
it,
pen
but-
with crocodiles and you poked them in the eyes and ran.
They
you
did.
know?
They didn't see me coming.
Yeah. Do you have you found it, Brian?
They're all a bunch of fake ones.
Brian's just
Oh, really?
Googling
Yeah,
himself.
like it's just like screenshots and stuff.
Oh, has it been like copyrighted
yeah,
or something?
Comedy
So
Central's
they
on it. 'cause
pulled
it's
it out.
Viacom.
It's probably
yeah.
on Comedy Central's website.
Yeah, why would you want to have a bunch of people watch it and see how funny those roasts are? Yeah, pull those clips down,
Get
you
them
fucks.
down, you guys. So you
People
can
are so
advertise
silly.
Axe body spray.
Yeah,
Get 'em
what are
on
they?
your site.
Is it because they want to sell more DVDs? Is that what it is?
Yeah, they want you to subscribe
want you
to
to
them
buy
on
the
cable
DVD.
and stuff. But they probably have them on somewhere on their website, deep under commercials.
It's so archaic, that way of thinking. It's so dumb.
Just
They don't
let it
understand
out.
that. Yeah, the more people that would watch those videos, the more people would watch those roasts.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
If 100 million people watch the video, and like, oh my god, this is awesome, and then another roast is coming on, boom, they're gonna want to watch it.
Right.
It's this weird thinking that you don't want anything good to be available for free online. You
Yeah.
fucking silly assholes. How much do you spend in advertising to have fucking Tide all over, commercials
Right.
all over sitcoms, and yet they're not willing to let things be free online? Do you
Yeah.
not understand that's the same thing? And this one you don't have to pay for, you crazy assholes.
All right,
Yeah.
here is a clip of it. So,
You sure?
yeah.
Where you turn, girls were just making out with each other. It was.
What are you doing?
I don't know what that is. Hold on.
It's you having the other podcast going on in the background. That was Sam Tripoli's voice.
That hurts everybody's feelings.
It doesn't hurt. No, it's just every week this happens.
He watches
It's
somebody
impossible for
else's-
him to not do this
Brian, just be where you
fucked
are.
up. Everything's wonky, no
Brian,
matter what.
be here with
He
us.
can't. Every audio clip, it's
All
part
right.
of the charm of the show.
Ah,
Just
okay.
There you go.
gotta accept it. It's perfection and it's imperfection. There you are.
What
Hey,
a-
look
oh,
at
what a
you.
sweetheart.
Nice dress.
What a sweet lady. One of the waitresses at the cellar made that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
Shannon.
cool.
Yeah.
She's a dressmaker.
No,
Yeah.
I'm asking. I couldn't understand a fucking word he said. Mike, your voice sounds like a girl crying. Every time you speak, do you give yourself an erection?
I like the answer.
Hey,
Sometimes.
hey, Mike, here's something you'll never hear. Great tattoo.
Oh shit.
You have a slutty lower back tattoo on your face.
Oh my god.
Men don't know whether to be scared of it or finish on it.
Oh my god.
Look at that face. It's so dark and wrinkly and constantly getting pounded. It's like Patrice's grandmother's asshole after a gospel brunch. I'm just assuming she raised you.
Oh shit.
Yikes. Patrice's face.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
Does that make you feel bad now that Patrice is dead?
No,
Okay.
he was proud of me. He was my good friend. I love Patrice, and I
That was
wanted
hilarious.
I wanted him to think I did a good job, and I know he did. We hung out like at the after party, and he was proud of me.
Oh, you did a good job.
Yeah,
You
but I
killed
wanted
it.
Patrice to, it
Right.
doesn't matter what, whatever. Patrice, when I
Right.
heard he was going to be on the dais, I was like, oh shit, that kicked me into the next gear. I was like, I
Really?
want to do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Oh, yeah. He's one of my favorite comics. I was like, shit, I can't phone in even a second. He'll be like, he'll call bullshit.
Yeah, he'll call bullshit on everything and anything.
Yeah.
He was
Oh,
fun. He
fuck.
was fun.
Yeah.
He's just.
But no, I didn't feel bad about anything. About anything.
But that fucking launched you, right? That Comedy Central thing.
I get
as far as, like,
recognized at
people knowing?
airports, and I got a corporate gig. Like, I mean, you know.
I mean, that must mean you must be getting a lot more stand-up work now, no?
I'm getting more on the road.
Yeah.
I probably make like maybe twice what I was making on the road before. But
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
Right away.
Oh, totally.
How crazy is that? Look at that one video. Isn't
Yeah.
it amazing?
It still doesn't seem worth it.
No.
I mean, not the roast, but I mean, but just being on the road, like
You don't like it?
no.
Oh, you know what you got to
you?
do?
What?
Yeah, you bring your friends.
That's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I bring Ari Shaffir or Joey Diaz or
Well, that
everybody.
sounds terrible. But my friends, no, I'm just kidding.
friends.
I love Ari. Yeah, no, it makes such a difference.
Oh, it's a night and day. It goes from being a chore to being a
like
great
fun.
time.
But what I
Yeah.
also realized, I've always stayed in the shittiest hotels, you know.
Oh,
but
yeah,
now
yeah.
staying in a nice hotel, the road is a whole different experience. It was like
Yeah.
you didn't want to touch the sheets. And
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
paired with some assholes that thought
Or a
they should be
condo,
headlining.
the comedy condo.
I just say
Ooh.
no to condos. Like that's the only time I use that I'm a girl on the road. I'm
They
like,
had you
I don't
paired in
feel-
hotel rooms?
I've stayed
With a
in comedy
dude?
condos, not hotel rooms, but in comedy condos where they don't have doors on the rooms
Right.
with dudes. Yeah.
Ugh.
Like I put in my time on the road.
Damn.
Nobody can say I didn't.
Those are dark days.
Yeah,
Did you ever
they
do La
weren't that long
Jolla
ago.
Comedy Store?
No.
That's the darkest condo on the earth.
Oh, I've heard of that condo.
More uncomfortable post-coital moments have occurred. You walk in, you feel the uncomfort of road stank.
No.
You know, of road hacks and whatever poor lonely fuck allows those road hacks to stick their dick inside of them and
Crab's nest.
oh Jesus.
Yeah, never
That
again.
place
I can say
is
never
dark.
again. No comedy condos.
That's the
But yeah,
darkest
I bring my
comedy
friend.
condo.
I bring my friend with me now.
The next one is Phoenix. Phoenix was a dark one too. The Tempe,
shit,
Tempe Improv.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That was Joey Diaz's haunt.
Yeah.
Back in the dark days of Joey Diaz, he would pull the fucking shades closed. You wouldn't even hear him. You couldn't call him. He wouldn't answer his pager. There was nothing going on with Joey Diaz for hours. Then he'd come out to do the show looking like a vampire, looking like Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
Jesus. I've been furious. I've been in condos where I heard the feature act getting fucked, and I was laying there.
You were getting fucked and you
no,
were sleeping?
I was like trying to sleep.
Oh, you heard him. I'm
It's
sorry.
like reading some.
You heard him
sad
getting
book.
fucked while you're getting a guy or a girl?
Guy.
A guy
They
was
never
fucking a
paired
guy?
two
Or he's
girls
fucking a
together.
girl?
A guy was the feature was fucking
A girl.
like a girl.
Oh,
One of the waitresses, to be specific.
really?
Yeah.
Were they allowed?
Oh, I think so. Were they allowed? I was like, yeah, I gave them my blessing. Enjoy, you guys.
Go for it.
Hey, did you guys like my new opener? Oh, never mind. Yeah, it was awful. And then,
Wow.
yeah,
Was it loud?
it was loud. I
stanky?
felt like it was his way of saying like I'm the headliner.
Really?
That's hilarious.
You felt like that?
I did. I mean, that could have all. been
Women
in
are
my
so
head.
funny. Like even just a guy getting laid will be like a message. I felt like he was sending me a
I
message.
couldn't imagine.
he
I
was just
couldn't-
trying to get laid. That is the. Why would you assume that the thing that men want more than anything else in life is to get laid? Why would you assume that him getting laid would be anything other than
I
him
think
getting
male
laid?
comics' egos are bigger than like their cocks for sure. For
Well,
sure.
So I think it would be
and
more like
this waitress, no one under any circumstances would have wanted to bang this girl.
Ooh.
I think it would be more like, hey, I'm being loud because I want you to know that if you want to join us, you can.
Could be a little of that. Second of all, you say that, but the guy was fucking her,
Yeah.
and I'm sure he wasn't the first. See, even
No,
though
she was not
the-
a virgin.
Yeah, even though like you would say a girl's like not really pretty, just willing for a lot of guys.
That'll
is,
do
is
it.
better than
That does the
masturbation.
trick.
Men are-
Okay.
we're pathetic
No.
creatures.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, you don't understand what it's like to have a dick.
I don't.
You know,
I don't
talk
claim
to Chaz Bono because she's starting to
Okay.
make sense now.
Give that lady
They've
a
been
ring.
shooting her up with testosterone. She's totally making sense these days.
Yeah, she could like really talk about that shit now.
Well, it's fascinating because she really has gone from both extremes, or he now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, talking about like what's annoying and then the sexual urges that come on because of testosterone.
Yeah.
Men go blank. They get sad. They don't know what's
guess.
going on.
But I don't know. Like I've dated guys and I've been the one in a couple relationships where I was always initiating sex.
Oh.
You know, I feel like
That's
I
not
feel
good.
supercharged on my own.
Yeah.
I don't have a dick, so I'm not like it's not brushing up against stuff by accident and I'm getting psyched. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel driven by sex too.
You think you're driven by success, like to get sex?
No.
What
I'm
do you
not
mean?
driven by success. I feel like sexually driven like a lot of the time.
Right. What I was saying is that if a guy like is getting laid, most likely he's just getting laid.
Mm-hmm.
Like Occam's razor, but you would think that they were trying to send a message to you. That's
I'm
what
not
you're
that
saying.
much of a
He was like
narcissist that-
saying, "I'm the
I think he was being
headliner."
loud. He was like everything he did that weekend was really annoying. Like he was
that
trying
sucks.
he would like take his coffee on stage and do a lot of crowd work and then he'd be like, stick around, you're going to enjoy Amy. Like it was like so annoying that I don't know. I thought that was an extension
What is
of
wrong
it.
with those things?
Doing a lot of crowd work, like when
He
you're
was
not
saying-
the headliner.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said he was the headliner.
No, I was the headliner.
Oh, I was confused because I thought you were saying by him being loud, it was his way of saying I'm the headliner.
No, like he was saying like I should be headlining.
Oh,
I feel like he was like
okay.
trying to alpha me all weekend.
Total miscommunication.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh, I would see that. I could totally see how like middle acts would have a real.
Yeah, no,
hard
I
time.
was there headlining,
Yeah.
and he was all weekend trying to assert himself, like in the green room, changing the channel
Okay,
and shit. And I
that
was just like, please.
totally makes sense.
I was like, I don't have the energy.
That totally makes sense.
I'm just like, you're just like trying to feel good and be positive and whatever on the road, and then.
So he would like try to put on the TV what he wanted to watch, like when you were watching something else.
Yeah, he'd be like some baseball game. I was just like, oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't want to get into like an ego battle.
Yeah,
But I fucking will.
dudes don't like working for women. That's for sure.
No.
And especially like egocentric.
I try to be sensitive to that
comedians.
shit though.
Yeah.
I just want to be treated like
Right.
you would treat. But I definitely get treated differently, expectation wise on the road. But like because I'm a girl, they'll think there's some expectation, like not necessarily that I'm gonna hook up with them, but that I'm a girl, so they'll like come in the green room. Like this past weekend, this guy was talking to me like. Just letting me know, like, hi, I'm from here, and I was like, like, what? Would you do that to a tell? Would you come in the green room and try and like paint your picture and give me your bio and?
He was like, how is he doing this? So you feel like when a guy does this, he like he doesn't like respect you as much as he would a male comic?
Like I would like to be treated like a comic, like you would treat the headlining
Right.
comic while I'm on the road.
Right.
But they treat me like a girl, and guys are confused like how they usually are with chicks. That's how they treat me. But I think I should first be treated like I'm the headliner that weekend, just speaking to me like I'm working with you,
Right.
rather than like throwing me any shit.
And
that
you're
they
not
throw.
even trying to like dominate them. You just don't want
No.
them trying to dominate you. You don't want them just getting weird with you.
Yeah, I just want them to treat me
Right.
like normally and like they would treat any comedian.
Because
The
there's
only
some comics that
difference
like won't even share a green room with the middle and the opening act. Like they'll.
It might get to that point just because of how much like bullshit.
We've had problems in the past with guys that we didn't know. When we did that Maxim comedy tour, I remember we kicked that guy out in Boston. There was a
What
guy
was
who was
he
just like
doing?
just super douchey,
Yeah.
talking shit about everybody while they were on stage, talking shit about me. Got really, really drunk. He was just
Yeah.
a creepy asshole.
Yeah.
And he was, what we did, we had like I don't remember what town was it. I'm saying Boston, but it might not have been Boston.
Seems like it would be.
Yeah.
It adds up.
It might not have been though. I don't remember because I don't remember the guy's name. But it was one of those things where there was in each town they had a different opener. A local guy would come
Yeah.
up, and most of them were
It's
fucking really
risky.
good. Tom Segura was hilarious. That's where I met Tom.
Yeah, he's
He opened up in Phoenix. Anyway, this dude just got hammered, and it was just. And I said to Brian, I think I said to you, I said, "This is the last time I'm going to work with someone I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not worth it."
You should just bring
True.
some
It's
two,
not worth
too
it.
much of a
two
gamble.
friends.
Yeah.
Bring two friends.
Yeah.
I'm not rolling like that. at this
Yo,
point. I can't pay for two people's
listen.
hotel rooms. But it's like
The
you know,
club, you can work out deals with clubs.
Yeah.
Especially with Amy Schumer, you need a goddamn podcast. That's what you need.
Yeah, you do.
That's what you need. This is the number one promotional tool for a stand-up comic because they're really going to get to know you. How
Yeah.
else, besides this kind of format, how the fuck else is anybody totally get to know you?
Exactly.
I think I just want people to get to know me that I want to get to know me.
Really?
I
But
think
what about your
so.
stand-up?
My stand-up is becoming more and more me, but it's just sort of an amplified version that whatever truth I want to get out there. So no, that's not true. You're right. Like I
But
do
you
want
do TV shows and stuff, right? You do
Yeah, no, I
and
do-
that's sort of to promote the comedy as well, right?
Yeah. So, but in terms of people really knowing me and like my personal shit.
No, they don't have to know your personal
okay.
shit. You reveal what you
Okay.
want to reveal. I know what you're talking about, like
Yes,
TMZ,
I get what you're saying.
weird National Enquirer
Yeah, like, I
type
don't-
shit. Like
right.
get into your personal life, or if you're one of those weird people that offers up every little single detail. Of
Yeah.
your, you know.
No, I understand what you were saying. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I feel like really intimidated by the like all this technology shit here, and like I don't
do?
even know how I would. The first step of starting a podcast.
You just talk to that guy.
Yeah.
He'll
I
hook up
don't
the
want
whole
to
thing.
ever see
But-
Brian again.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry.
Are you living in New York City?
Yeah.
How often are you in LA?
Almost never.
Oh, really?
You need to
Yeah.
move to LA.
Are you gonna move out here? Check this out. 75 degrees.
Come on, live
Hooker?
this weather.
75 degrees. What's
You
up?
can have
I
space,
hate
a yard.
everybody.
You want a yard and dogs and puppies.
You know what? If I like had a dude that I loved and like we had a rabbit farm and
I'm hearing "Blue Bayou"
You know.
by Olivia Newton-John or Linda Ronstadt, whatever. That's
yeah.
what I'm hearing in the
Yeah.
background while you're telling me that.
I don't know those songs, but that
You don't
sounds
know
good.
Linda Ronstadt?
No, I
Blue
know Linda
Bayou?
Rods. No, I don't know Blue Bayou.
Beautiful song.
Oh. Well,
Brian?
yeah. I would live here if
Brian,
I
hit
had
that.
like
Go
a fam.
find Linda Ronstadt, Blue Bayou for her, because I want to hear the story. I want to hear.
You're gonna belittle my dreams
No,
right now.
I'm not gonna belittle your
I like-
dreams.
I
I just
like
want a
New
little
York.
background music to your dreams.
This is so cold-blooded.
Do you have it, Brian?
Yeah.
Just hit it real quick. And I want you to tell me.
You're a horrible person.
I want you to tell me what the right relationship would be
All right.
that would make you want to.
Make
Brian,
me-
don't fuck with it, man. Stop.
Brian, please don't fuck with my dreams right now.
Look, this is a beautiful voice, but it's a little sad. Since I
is
left
sad.
my baby behind. Blue Bayou.
Oh, I know this song. It's
Of course
so
you do.
sad.
It's very sad. So tell me,
I just want a guy who listens and has a huge rod. Knows when to tell me to shut the fuck up
yeah.
and when to tell me that my mom's a cunt.
So far, I like what you're saying.
Can you get that camera out of my face? Are you insane? Brian, fuck. Oh, this is so sad. This is so sad.
To Blue Bayou.
Oh my god. Wait, I thought it was like Blue Bayou. Like
Blue Bayou, like a bayou.
Okay. I thought you were saying Blue Bayou. Yeah. I don't want to do this anymore.
You want to do this somewhere? Yeah, it's dark. It's dark.
That is so
What is the
sad.
What's the longest time you've ever stayed in Los Angeles?
A couple months.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
so
like
you've
coming
been
on here
a
for a
while.
couple months, like if I'm working on something. But
Do you find that it's because your friends are all back east, or
all
is
my
it-
friends moved here.
Oh, they did.
I don't have any friends in New York.
Really.
Get
Damn,
the fuck out of New
girl.
York. What's wrong with you?
Well, I have like 2 friends, but that's
What is
enough.
it that you love so much about New York?
I don't. Okay, I
Pizza
think.
pies.
Is that what I sound like, Brian? Really? Yeah.
Brian, why? It doesn't fucking sound anything like her. You might be the worst
damn it,
impressionist to
Brian.
ever walk the face of the earth.
Wow, he's all psyched from Will's house.
The pizza. Oh, I'm Brian. Yeah. Let me, dude, I'm telling you. I'm the next Frank Caliendo. Listen to my Amy Schumer. It's fucking on
Oh
point.
my god, it's like hearing myself. I
Fucking Empire State Building, man.
So
Oh,
what is it? Excuse me, Brian. Don't mock
kill
her.
Brian.
Our wonderful and talented guest. Just
God
because she's
damn it, Brian.
clearly too much for you to handle. You at the beginning of the show, she was making you a better person. You've gone through a full relationship
Yeah,
cycle, and now
you
you've
have-
become the bitter guy at the end of every relationship that
I'm
mocks
just-
his girlfriend as
You
she's
have
packing her
descended.
shit.
I just don't get New York. I'm sorry. I just don't get.
You know that moment?
That seems like scary to me.
That moment in a relationship where you're packing up and he's mocking you. You know, he's like saying like mocking shit. You know, as
I haven't
you're putting
had that.
stuff
I would
in
flip
boxes.
the fuck out.
Would you?
Yeah.
Well, this is happening right now. This is that moment. You've gone a full relationship cycle in the course
And Brian,
of this show.
yeah, Brian's like, oh, okay, you're leaving, okay.
He's like, yeah, well, I just have a fucking problem with people like New York. You know, it's all
No, I
in the
don't.
beginning.
Man.
When
I
he
just
first
don't
met
understand.
you, if you were like,
Seems
I really love New York.
He'd be
like,
like, "I've thought
yeah,
of
well,
moving
New York's
there."
pretty amazing. You know,
I've
the
always-
Times Square. How do you fuck with that?
Now he's like totally over
Yeah,
me. He's
he's
like,
totally
fuck New
past
York,
it.
Whatever.
fuck you.
Whatever.
You guys have
Brian,
gone through a
we've
full
had a full-
relationship cycle.
Brian, god
Let the
damn
girl
it.
like New York, bro. I don't see why you're so creepy about that.
Yeah, like I like it there. You know, because I feel like people in LA, a lot of them are playing at an identity. Whereas people in New York, like if there's like an old, rich, mean Jewish chick on the Upper East Side, like that's really who she is.
Right.
People here like buy an outfit and they're like, this is who I like.
Right.
You know, not everybody. My best friends live out here, and they're not like that. But I don't know.
I know what you're saying. The vast majority of people that you encounter, the
Yeah.
higher percentage of them are more fucked up out
Yeah,
here.
and I'm
They're
like
delusional.
and I'm like angry going into any restaurant. Like everyone's looking around, and everybody. It's just a totally different vibe.
I don't think it's all of the people. It's just like, look, you know, when I say about cops, like most cops are cool as fuck. The cops that I run into,
Yeah.
most cops are good guys
Yeah.
that are, you know, working a really tough job. But there's a certain percentage, whatever it is, 1 or 2%, 10%, 5%. Well, you make the number up. Where they're just fucking cunts. They're just cunts. But they would be cunts if they were construction workers. They would be
Yeah,
cunts
it
if
has
they worked
nothing
at
to
the
do with them
grocery
being
store.
cop.
They're just shitty human beings.
But don't you think the percentage for LA is
Yes.
more?
Well, it's because of the fact that this is a magnet for people that want showbiz fame.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean,
I
you know
don't
how many
know.
people that come here with not a real dream, but like, oh, I wish, you know, and it's like
don't
they
even
don't
know
do
what they
anything
want.
about it. Right. But they came here initially to become famous. You'll meet them at flower stores. You'll meet them in there's weird
That makes me
people.
sick. Like, I don't like those people. And I have like a weird, what I want from this
Mm-hmm.
stuff is I'm confused by it because getting recognized and all that stuff is not, I haven't experienced it as being fun. I've gotten upgraded sometimes, you know, like there's
Mm-hmm.
perks, but I like anonymity. In New York, no one gives a shit if you are the most famous person. I feel like you can ride around the subway and people generally leave you alone. Because nobody gives a shit there. I don't know. I just like it more there.
So you think people give a shit there less than they give a shit here?
I do.
So that's what you
That-
want? More people who just don't give a shit about
Yeah.
being famous?
Yeah, or about seeing someone famous,
Right.
and it's weird because it's like I want to reach as many people as I can. Like that's the goal, but I don't like, I don't like. Hey, I don't.
Right,
Like
I
that.
see what you're saying, but you're gonna get that anywhere. You're gonna get that in New York City. You're gonna get that anywhere.
It feels
if
like
you
home.
become. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, if you've lived there for a long time, and
Yeah.
the one thing that I definitely got when I first came here, I was gonna totally move back to New York after my first sitcom was canceled because I didn't like the vibe out here at all, and
Right.
it was my first time ever working with actors ever in my whole life. I did this really bad sitcom on Fox called Hardball. It was written by these two guys that were brilliant writers. They worked for The Simpsons and Married with Children, but then Fox got a hold of their sitcom and just fucked
ruined it,
Just
yeah.
stuck cocks in it and just
Tons
fucking
of
came
cocks
all
in
over
the
its
eyes.
face. And, shut up.
They shot a
Fucked
load
its eye
straight in its
sockets and
asshole.
fucked its ears. It just really it was like when the brilliant vision that they had.
Yeah.
Jeff Martin and Kevin Kern were the guys. The brilliant vision that they had became like just this thing that had been fucked to death,
Yeah.
with covered in cum,
Just
like a glazed
fucking
donut.
sodomized.
I always
and-
tell everybody this is because no one can believe how bad it was. These guys, first of all, the guys who originally wrote it were really funny. They
Yeah.
were really funny guys, and the
Yeah.
pilot was funny. It could have been funny. It could have been a decent show, but when they gave it to some guy who used to work on Coach. And he was like, you know, one of those, da-da-da, and then I said this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
What are you, you know, those fucking
Yeah.
robot shows where
Yes.
it's like you could just program it into
Written
a
by a
computer.
computer, yeah.
Yeah, and it would be real easy to make that show.
Yeah.
And one of the lines was, I was on a desk with this girl, and we were about to have sex, and the coach opens up the door, and I go, do you mind? And he goes, yes, I mind. That's
No.
that's my daughter you're attempting to that's my desk you're attempting to defile. Yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah.
And I say, I'm not defiling the desk, I'm defiling her. That was actually a line.
And they were like, approved.
That was like, yes,
Yeah.
done. Moving on to the next line. Like that
Right.
was, we actually said that with the cameras on. You know, that's how
Yeah.
bad the show had gotten. It was death. So I was ready to pack up, but I fucked up and got a lease because I thought the
Here?
sitcom was gonna go. Yeah. So I had a lease for a year,
Oh.
and I still had an apartment in New York. But I was like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do now? Do I just like leave this spot out here? And then I wound up doing another sitcom afterwards.
Yeah.
But I was ready to go, and it was my thing was just dealing with actors. It was just dealing with they're
I
so
like New York
delusional.
actors. I really like New York actors.
Well, all of them though, you know, I mean, I'm sure if you, it's like cops and everything else. Most actors, I think, are fine, but it might be like 30% of them that you just fucking can't communicate
even stomach.
with.
Yeah.
But I've found that it was the same essentially in New York
In
as
New
it
York
was in
and
LA.
LA.
I just
It
think
just feels so
there's a
intense
breed
out here.
Well, they're hitting the hive.
The way girls dress for auditions is different. Like I always look like shit. I look like newly homeless. I walk in the room, they like are looking at me like, is she here to park cars? And they're all like perfectly flawless. They dress cool, and I get to be like non-threatening girl they all talk to in the waiting room. But in New York, it's like I look like the other chicks.
Non-threatening girl that they all talk to. And
they're like, do you know where everyone asks me questions. Like, do you know where the bathroom is? I think they think I'm working there.
The level of like kept beauty up here is very, very high.
Intense.
Like when you go to nice places and you see girls and they'll have perfect toes and expensive shoes and expensive bags.
Yeah, they look famous.
Beautiful
There's
clothes.
like a glow about them. Yeah.
There's a lot of girls in LA that are hot as fuck that look like that. Like that. And that's one of the things about the commodity of like, you know, if you're all you're selling is what you look like, good fucking luck. Good luck out here because that's worth a nickel.
What? And we age.
Yeah. It's you got 10 years
the
ready.
Clock is ticking,
go.
Sweetheart. You better.
That's all you're selling.
Meet that guy.
That's why it's
Have you
the
frozen your
darkest
eggs
moments.
yet?
Huh?
Have you frozen your eggs yet?
Yeah, my eggs are frozen. All of them.
Not all of them. You got to save a few.
Really?
For live rounds.
Oh, it's too late. I'll thaw them out.
But just the idea is that in case, you know, you wait too long and then your box is dry.
Yeah.
You know, this way you'll have
You can't just lube up your eggs.
No, there's no eggs left. They all fall out.
They fall out of your body.
Yep. So you got to suck them out early and freeze them.
Suck out that. Hold on, let me write this down, you guys.
Did you know there's
reproductive advice from Joe and Bride?
Do you know there's the girls?
Technical terms like suck out those eggs.
Suck out the eggs.
Do you know girls out here actually store their body fat also to be used later as
For
injections in their face?
Yeah.
Does
fillers.
that look good? Like
No.
Why doesn't everybody
And never
stop
do
doing
anything.
that?
Don't do anything with your lips ever.
It's unfortunate that someone tricked girls into fucking with their lips the same way they did with their tits because the tits worked. Because guys really don't care.
Yeah.
When a girl has fake tits, like, even though we know that there's like a bag of water under the skin that's making them pop out like that, we're so fucking stupid that any movement and change in the direction of your tits, we're like, I like this shape better. It's like a Egyptian hieroglyph thing. It's like for whatever it is, it's the shape of the woman's body. Even though you know it's horseshit, but that is out the door with the lips. When it comes to the lips, though, we don't like that. You can't apply the same principles to tits as you can to lips, and that's what they tried to do. They tried to make the lips crazy and puffed up, thinking everybody's just going to go with it the way they go with tits. But they didn't. They went, whoa. This is lips. You can't do lips the way you do tits.
Right.
You can do tits all crazy and outrageous, and guys like, hey, what's up, ladies? How you doing? But you get all fish face on dudes, and they get creeped out. Right? There's something about the lips.
Yeah.
I saw a chick at the gym the other day. She was blow drying her hair. She was like, not elderly, but she was getting up there, and she clearly had implants, and they had just like the elasticity of her skin wasn't holding up, so the implants had kind of fallen. So her nipples were up top, and her
rocks in a sock.
I was just I couldn't stop looking. I was just like, and she was just blow drying her hair like naked, like check it out.
Snap.
Maybe it was her way of warning.
Maybe
everybody.
Maybe it's the girls who just like to take on rugged lesbians, and it's like a fad. And the only way to find them is you just gotta let those rocks hang out in the bathroom. Yeah, just a girl just looks like she's had a hard life and just fucking. She's maybe that's like there's fetishes. People are into weird shit.
That's true.
Maybe there's some lesbians that are only into running into girls that have had hard lives. And so they're like, their tits are all hanging out, fucked up, scars and shit. And they look at you like, "What's up?" And the next thing you know, you're eating box in the handicap stall.
You're eating somebody's pussy with no arms. Okay.
It's not no arms, but like horrible implants, like rock implants.
I don't know. I wouldn't want anything fake on anybody.
Yeah, it is a weird thing that not just became accepted, but fucking shot up.
Yeah.
But I've seen girls that have got them like they had babies and then their boobies got all dehydrated. They like became pancake boobies, and then they got their breast implants and they felt better.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's
no judgments.
Yeah.
It's just like, but
it does make it look better. It's stupid. It doesn't seem like it should make sense, but it totally works. It's a trick. It's like the dumbest magic trick of all time.
It's a mirage.
Ready? What's under my shirt? Who knows? Like, I know what's under there. It's a bag of water, you asshole.
It's a bag of water.
But meanwhile, I'm like, I look like big real titties.
Yeah.
Because big real titties to a man, just the shape of it that is on a mud flap, gets our testicles to tingle.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be actually real. It's like a symbol. It's so iconic in the man's mind.
This is the man's mind. This isn't just your mind. Like from talking to people, like guys feel like this.
By the way, first of all, there's no way I could know if it's in everybody's
But
mind.
But it sounds like you talk to other people about
yeah.
it. It seems
yeah,
like
for
guys
dudes.
are...
Well, I think that's why fake tits work. That's why. I mean, that shape, the hourglass shape of a woman. There's a reason why that is like an iconic shape, the hourglass shape. Whereas, like for a man, I mean, women like guys with nice bodies, but there's no like shape that you could like put up that represents a man's body to a woman.
I think every woman has a different taste in men's bodies, but I think for dudes, it's pretty much
that
all
classic hourglass, big tits shape that's on the back.
Some guys like waifs, though.
Those guys are broken. They're broken. they have broken balls, or one of them doesn't work right.
Well,
one of them is committing suicide.
I want to hear that. Of course, like the chick that's on Sports Illustrated. Like I love her body.
Who's
and
that? Is that Kate Upton? Kate
like,
Upton is a hero on our message board.
I'm psyched.
Whenever
like she has a body. It's like
she's hot as fuck. Whenever there's a thread on the message board for one of our podcasts, if the podcast goes astray and the subject of the podcast becomes something that they're not interested in at all, they just start posting Kate Upton pictures.
That's smart.
It's all Kate Upton. It's hilarious,
That's
man.
Really
it's really funny. So if like a guest like says something stupid or they don't want to listen to them anymore, it just becomes a Kate Upton
time.
photo festival.
Shit. Well, now it's gonna sound like she is, and she has like a, she's not like shaped like a boy.
Yeah, she's got meat. I don't like skinny girls. I mean, I like them. We can be friends, but I'm saying, I don't find that attractive.
Right.
But everybody's different. Some chicks like black guys, right? A lot of black guys like fat white girls, right?
Right.
A lot of white guys like Chinese girls. Like
That's
everybody's
true.
allowed to you're allowed to like your waifs.
Like whatever you want.
I saw something today that reminded me of one thing I definitely don't like, and that's flat asses. Flat man asses.
Would you see what I think you saw?
I saw somebody stalking something at a store that I was at, and I was like, I just sat there and saw her
you
butt.
were like a linens and things.
Wait
like
a minute.
An elderly
Did you
woman.
see someone
Why'd you do
who was
that to
on
her?
their balcony who was naked, who paparazzi took photographs of?
No.
Okay, because that's Ariani from the UFC. Paparazzi took photographs of her.
Oh, really?
They were on her balcony. She was on her balcony naked, and they were like, from a long way away with a high-powered lens.
Right.
And they took pictures of her naked and put them all over the internet.
Are you serious?
That sucks.
Yeah.
What made you? What's wrong? Why? How did that come up?
Because some guys were saying that she had her buttocks were less than impressive.
Wow.
She's a beautiful girl. But, look, guys have to realize there's a big difference between what a girl's ass normally looks like and a girl's ass looks like when she's posing for photos.
Right.
When chicks are just walking around like dudes, like naked, they don't even know that people are watching. They don't.
I don't know. I think your ass is your ass.
Pucker their ass out.
Her ass is fine. This was actually, imagine a 12-year-old boy's ass.
Who is
Talk
this?
slower.
This
Talk
person.
slower.
This person that was stalking something at the store was at, and I just had to sit there and stare
I'm
at
confused.
What store?
Well, you get this
Starbucks.
person. Listen to what you just said. This person that was stalking
This poor
something at the
Starbucks
store.
employee.
What are you saying?
I thought it was a young boy stalking it. That's how
And that's
bad
why you
her
looked
ass
at her
was.
ass?
So I sat there and just kept on staring at it. There was no ass at all. Like, you've
Who are you
flat
talking
asses.
about? Just a random
Man,
woman?
she's just like trying to bring you your latte.
I know.
Who is
and
this?
you're
Who are you talking
defiling
about?
her with
This
your
chick
eyes.
at Starbucks.
No, he's talking about someone who's in the audience. Someone is buying
no.
something at Starbucks. rather.
No,
Oh, no.
no, I'm talking about an employee stalking
an
something.
employee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus, Brian.
We're
I've said it 4
communication
times.
breakdown.
No, you said stalking.
stalking.
I thought you
I knew
said
what you meant.
stalking.
You meant-
You knew what I meant.
I didn't
right?
know you meant stocking
It's the same
items
word,
like
yeah.
on a
Stalking.
shelf.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is he talking about? The employee was stalking someone? What the fuck? And
Yeah.
you're watching him stalk them and they have a flat ass? I'm
Yeah.
like, what kind of crazy conversation
There's
is this?
no excuse.
It was like one of those Spanish things where, you say the wrong word and they want to shoot you. No bueno.
Does that happen a lot?
No.
Oh.
But if you know what I'm saying, you think you know the language, but you use the
Yes.
word
And then-
incorrectly.
yes.
Yeah,
And you're
this
fucked.
led to one of those fucking.
Yeah, that was like
I guess you're
Abbott
gonna
and
have to-
Costello.
Yeah,
right
it was.
there.
It was. It was on first.
It was on first.
You gotta stop going to Starbucks
So
for your
this
ass
person
play.
has a small ass.
Yeah,
That's
it was.
your
It was.
complaint?
It was not only was it flat, it was like one of those indented asses, but it was so small.
You're
Brian.
mad. You're mad at this chick's ass.
Well, that right there, I
She
don't know if I could
disappointed
date
you.
her because to me it looks like a deformation.
Was she
Like I
trying to
see
date
her
you?
and I'm like, you're deformed.
This would hurt me less if I haven't seen your ass, but I've seen your ass.
Oh, my ass.
Your
Oh yeah,
ass.
my ass is horrible.
Do you have a
Horrific.
terrible? Everyone's a
Horrific.
critic, no matter what their ass looks
Yeah.
like.
His ass is horrific.
Yeah.
There's no way he should be talking about anybody's ass ever.
Well, maybe that's why he's so upset because it's something that he sees in himself.
Yeah,
I
it's something.
guess.
It's like a mirror. It's like Man in the Mirror, Michael Jackson.
I'm looking at
I don't see.
That's it. That is what it is, Brian. We learned a lot about ourselves today.
We're getting somewhere.
Actually, I've been told by many of my ex-girlfriends that
Amy
I have a
Schumer, move
cute
here and
ass.
do our podcast on a permanent basis, please.
Yeah, you should.
We want to
can
make you
live here.
famous.
You can live in this
Please.
studio.
We can make
Okay.
you famous for
Okay.
real.
Okay.
You're a monster. You're hilarious.
Thank you. I'm gonna move here, you guys.
All right,
you
good.
were throwing
Fuck
it out.
New York.
You were throwing it out as a hypothetical. I'm gonna show up tomorrow with my bags.
Dude,
Like,
That's fine.
I'm not throwing it out as a hypothetical.
my rich
I'm
and
totally
famous
serious.
papers.
We'll have you on every week.
You got a couch. You got a bathroom for number ones. You can do
Do you
do
think
number
that
twos
they'll let me do
across
guest spots at the Ice House?
every day.
I think, you know what? Every radio show that's ever existed, they always try to stick a woman on the show. They go, oh, we need to balance it out. We're going to balance it out.
Yeah.
And men resist it. Like Opie and Anthony called them holes. Like
Yeah.
that's like
I love
a
those
radio
guys.
holes.
Yeah.
Those guys are awesome.
They're the best.
They're right. But you are different.
Thank
You
you.
actually would bring a funny female perspective to a podcast.
Thanks
you should
a
totally
lot.
be doing one.
Thank you.
You can.
I know what you mean though. It's like they're like, okay, let's find the least unbearable girl
Yeah.
and hope she knows when to not talk.
Well, it's usually she's hot and, she's sassy. She can hang with the guys.
yeah.
And we
And
can call it your stepmom's house.
Is that like an inside joke?
Yeah, Tom Segura and his
that's
wife,
fun for
Christina
me.
Pazitsky,
Yeah.
they have one called Your Mom's House.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
a joke.
Oh,
It's
fam.
totally a joke.
Yeah.
He's just
Guys,
being a silly
include
goose.
me. Include me in all jokes from now on.
So sorry.
You've
So
been
sorry.
Okay,
shoomed.
all right. I'm gonna move out here. All right, I'm moving out here, you guys.
You are?
You are?
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh, cool.
That's
Sweet.
all it took.
That's all it took. Listen,
And-
you don't want to be in
Wow,
the
I
snow.
just sold out
Fuck
on
all
New
that
York.
cold weather and shit. You could
I
always
have
visit.
no
Hey,
friends.
medical
Yeah, come
marijuana.
Oh,
I
that's
need
right.
friends.
Medical
weed.
marijuana, and you can
Have you
have your own
been?
podcast show.
Have I what?
Have you been to the stores yet?
I've never been into the
Okay.
store. I always just
We're going to take you right after we leave here. We're going to take you right into a medical
take
marijuana
me.
store.
Really?
Yes.
I'd love to.
Yes, that's what we're going to do. As soon as we leave here, we're
I
going
like
to take
this.
you right
I
to...
like this pot, by the way.
Dude, we know the guy who makes this.
Really?
You don't even have to worry about terrorism. We
Oh.
know the guy who actually grows this. You can't say, maybe my weed is
You know where he
supporting
li-
Mexican
lives.
gangs.
Yeah.
Maybe my weed is
Let's
supporting
smoke
terrorism.
more. Dude.
We don't have to worry about this weed because this weed is 100% not created by bad people.
Good.
Oh, look.
Thank you. You guys are such good hosts.
welcome.
Am I supposed to do it off camera?
All right, I'll put it
No.
on my face.
If you do it on camera, though, it's really bad for your career.
Thank you.
What was it?
Amy Schumer, do you want to join the Death Squad?
That sounds good.
Okay. All right, so your stepmom's house is going to be you and Natasha Leggero. No, just kidding.
That's another inside joke. Our friend Duncan used to date Natasha
I know.
Leggero,
I
and then
just
they broke
heard.
up.
I love her. I don't know
She's
Duncan.
You love him more though.
I don't
like,
know
what's
Duncan.
Up?
I
Like,
don't know
what's up?
Duncan.
You know what I'm saying? He's a free
Duncan,
man.
I don't know him, but
what's up?
if he could pay my bills, I don't.
I bet he can
that's
help
cool.
you. You know, he can help you
Could
a
he
little.
get me a hat? Cause
he
I'm
can
willing.
help you get ahead.
I'm willing.
I just heard Natasha on Adam Carolla. It was
Yeah.
really funny. She's very
She's
funny, and I'm
good.
She's
I'm
very
glad
funny.
that Duncan and her are cool with each
Yeah,
other.
they're gonna
you
be
know?
friends.
So they
Yeah.
don't feel like you have to pick Team
Being
Duncan
friends
or Team
right
Natasha.
away, like they're gonna be
Yeah,
friends
right away.
away.
Totally
How do you
amicable.
do that? I think it's great to not
Because they're both
see your
adults,
ex.
you fucking
Yeah.
child.
Very intense.
No, but if you still have feelings for somebody, you
The
don't
problem
wanna,
is you want to fuck them again.
Yeah, you want to fuck them again, so just don't see them.
Especially when you haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah.
Becomes a problem.
God damn it.
Yeah, you know what? The human body is a strange fucking thing. You know, when you had moments with someone and then all of a sudden you're in front of them again, and especially when no one's around. You know, if you like, you know, you just for whatever strange reason just run into them somewhere, and all of a sudden you're standing face to face, and you want to give them a hug, and so then you do, and then you gotta think, now what's up? We broke up for a reason.
But the chemicals in your body are like,
But why does my
put
dick tell
something
me?
in your body.
Yeah, get in there, get in there. Remember when we
Something
used to
better
fuck
enter
her?
you.
Yeah, your penis starts going. We used to fuck her, right?
God.
Hey, we could do it
I
again.
remember this.
Hey, it was fun, right? I thought it was
I
fun
know
too.
this smell.
Brian Callen.
Yeah, and then if you just keep doing that over and over again, you'll never get out of relationships.
Yeah,
you know?
so my thing is don't talk, don't be at
Yeah.
the same place.
I've had buddies that will break up with the same girl 6-7 times because they will always get together and fuck, and
Yeah,
the fucking
and then
is
it
so
starts
good,
again.
and they
Because
just
it feels like home, and you're
Oh.
like happy to not be fucking a stranger on
yes,
the road.
happy to not be fucking a stranger, and then on top of it, it's not even that. It's this weird thing that happens when you break up and then you make up. Like the makeup is like
It's
it's
so
really
exciting,
intense,
yeah.
especially if you're convinced that you're never gonna make up. Like if you've insulted each other or said crazy shit to each other,
Yeah.
you know, and then people get in like patterns. Like, and you could recognize those patterns when you start dating someone because they'll try to pull that shit on you. You know, they'll like insult you and they'll say something creepy to you, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck is this? It came out of nowhere. Well, it came out of nowhere because that's just how they rock it.
Yeah.
Like every relationship they get in, it's like starts off real good, get real close to each other, and then get fucking nasty with each other, and then recover, and then and then recover. And
I only had one relationship where we got nasty to each other.
Whoa.
Since then, it's been like pretty smooth sailing, in and out.
That is the worst. There's no darker feeling than someone who you used to like tell I love you, and you used to make out with them, and you used to, you know, you have sex with them, and then all of a sudden you're like yelling at each other in angry words, and they're saying insulting shit to you.
You can't take back.
You're like, whoa.
I only had one like that. It's been okay since then.
I refuse to participate in that shit.
No.
I haven't had a relationship like that since I was in my 20s, and the last one that did happen, I clearly remember like saying, all right, this is never going to happen again. I can never allow myself to get in this sort of a situation where every time I'm around this person, there's some sort of like argument or debate.
It brings out the worst in you.
Or jockeying for position. You know, there's a weird jockeying of power sometimes that goes on in some combinations of relationships, you know? It's like your confidence triggers the weirdest parts of some guy. You know, have you ever had that happen where like the guy is probably pretty cool with a lot of people, but then he gets around like
only
I gotta think like you being a comic and being smart and quick, like those two, that must be like issues with some dudes. Guys who aren't comics. Do you date guys who aren't comics? Or
I've
just
only
comics?
dated one comic.
Really?
Yeah,
Too fucked up.
Huh?
Comics are too fucked up?
No, I was saying to Brian, like, I don't make statements like that. Like, I'd love to think, like, I'll never date a comic again. I don't know. It's like, it's nice to be with somebody who speaks your language.
That does help. But do you want to date someone as fucked up as you, really?
I don't think I've met somebody as fucked up.
It just seems like it seems like you always have to follow. You fuck with somebody you work with, you're going to pay in the end. You know?
Yeah,
And with comics,
seeing
comedy
them.
clubs is like working at a place.
And
Yeah,
it's like you're
sometimes.
doing your, you know, you're on stage doing your shit, and you're like kind of doing your, not persona, but whatever, like the shit you do on stage. And then, but then like seeing somebody that makes you so vulnerable, and you can't like, you know, in good conscience keep up that facade when you're like, you know, you just want to go home and cry.
Damn. Sucks.
I've only dated one like abusive, crazy asshole, and I was like, I'll never do this again. I never did. But we brought out the
Was it your
worst.
first black guy?
I'm yet to go to the dark side.
Hmong.
That's my New Year's resolution, though. I feel like that. I hope that I fuck a black guy this year. 'Cause
Whoa,
I
we
just
can make that happen.
Yeah, I know a couple good guys.
I know a
it could
professional.
happen.
Yeah.
I'm professional, but it's just like I don't know. I feel racist that I've never been with a black guy. Like, why
For
haven't
real?
I asked my therapist, I'm like, does that make me a racist? And she's like, no, but I think she was just trying to make me feel
There's
better.
this guy that Joe wants you to hook you up with. His name is Rampage. He's a really nice guy.
He sounds great. That's my favorite
he,
video
he wears
game.
a chain while you fuck, but you
I
could
think
probably wear a chest protector and you'd be fine for most.
That's what I want. I want like
Impact.
a brother. Like, I want to feel his ankle bracelet when we're fucking.
Whoa.
We need like a ton of lube, but just for his elbows. No, I'm kidding. I
Coconut,
don't want. No, I'm kidding.
coconut lotion or whatever
I
that
don't
shit's
think.
called.
I think it's.
His elbows.
I
You
think it's just,
went dark, girl.
no.
You took a chance. You went down weirdo lane.
I went down racist lane. I'm not. No, I don't. I really did make that as my New Year's resolution, but I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I know people that are comics and only date comics, and it never works out.
It's just like not a good idea. It's like high school. You're at the same shows every night. And
Well, not only that, I think it's better in life, in my opinion, to experience things from when you're close with someone, whether they're friends or whether they're coworkers or whatever. When you're really close with someone, you're experiencing life when you communicate with them through a different perspective, completely different perspective.
Yeah.
So if you're dating someone that has like a completely different set of interests and a completely different set of desires, and like someone who sees life from a totally different viewpoint than a performer, like you're gonna get I think it will broaden your perspective.
Oh, you do?
I think you'll have I think
it'll give you more perspective.
Yeah, when you date people that are outside of your line of show business or even any line of work, I would think. If you're you're limited,
it seems appealing.
Yeah, if you're like a CEO and you only date CEO chicks and you get together and have some CEO sex.
Yeah, and you guys
what
talk
kind of
about CEO shit.
creepy little line are you staying on there?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it started to feel very incestuous, like
Yeah.
just talking about like, oh, did you hear what Colin Quinn said tonight? Like right after what time we fucked to Dice's before the laughter died, like by accident. And I was just like, this is too close to home. Like when does the work stop and the no, but right now what I'm
By
dealing
the way,
with
which is one of the greatest comedy CDs of all time.
fucking unbelievable. We couldn't help but fuck. We were so psyched.
Well, folks who don't know, if you don't know this CD, when Dice Clay
Shit,
was
it
at
was so
Dice
funny.
Clay, by the way, wants to do the podcast, and I got his number and want to call him. He doesn't have a cell phone, and he doesn't have a voicemail at home. He just has a phone.
Gotta
And
send
if
a
you
pigeon
call
over?
him, you either get me or you get me. Oh!
Is that his machine? Oh,
No, it
shit.
doesn't. It doesn't have an answering machine.
Oh, God damn.
if he doesn't answer the phone, that's it. You're not
That's
talking to him.
so
I love
funny.
it. I love it. I love
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, and when he was huge, when he was at the top of the heap, he put out a CD, a 2 CD
double
recording,
album.
a double album of him bombing.
Yes.
He went to
Walking
Dangerfields.
the whole room.
Yeah. He went to Dangerfields completely unannounced. And you got to understand, folks, when this was happening, when Dice put this CD out, Dice was filling coliseums. Dice Clay was the biggest,
He was a
most
rock
explosive
star.
stand-up comedian of all time.
Yes.
I always say that. There's no guy who had more success. And he doesn't get a lot of credit because it was like really juvenile.
But-
For whatever reason, for some people it's like not good.
I loved
I'll tell you
it.
what, I fucking love Dice
I
Clay,
loved it.
especially when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I was with my girlfriend when we were like 19, 18, 19, and we were listening to a cassette
Yeah.
of Andrew Dice Clay, we were fucking howling
Yeah.
laughing. Way before I ever thought I would ever do stand-up comedy.
Right.
But I remember thinking, this guy is fucking hilarious. He just was going for every single fucking thing.
Yeah.
Just going for
and
it.
just beyond committing. Like,
Yeah.
he's a fucking genius. And Norton security guy Kenny, you know,
Yeah,
Soda
sure,
Kenny,
sure.
used to be Dice's
Right.
guy, and the stories that he tells,
Oh, I'm sure.
just make you love Dice even more.
He's fucking crazy. So this is what he does. He's he's on top of the world. He goes to Dangerfields, just shows up, and he does an album of him with no material at all.
Zero.
He just went up and just talked shit for like 2 hours.
Ruined every audience member's
Oh my
life.
god!
Walked.
Attacked people.
I think maybe there were like 4 people left at the end. I don't know.
It was
for
so
sure, but-
crazy. It was a complete CD of non-comedy, and he sold it.
Killer.
And there were still some funny moments. There was a guy
It's
named
worth listening to.
There's a
for
guy named
sure.
Mike Donovan who's like a Boston legend, and when I was coming up, he was one of the guys that I really admired, and he was crying, laughing, recounting Dice doing Nixon while he was eating a girl's ass. He's like, he was saying, "I'll do Nixon in that ass." Oh, pleasure to meet you. He was doing like his Nixon impression, and Mike Donovan was crying,
I'm crying right
tears,
now thinking about
tears in the back room of the Comedy Connection, crying tears, recounting it, talking about how great that CD is.
God damn it.
Especially for a comic,
Oh,
for
it's-
any up and coming comic, man, you must
gold.
get The Day the Laughter Died.
Yeah, you need
must
a-
get that.
Because at first you start and you like want the crowd to like you, and then you get a healthy like hatred of the crowd, and then an indifference creeps in. That's where I am now, just total indifference.
Well,
and,
It's like ugly guys and girls. Ugly guys and girls have this thing where they love the girl, but the girl doesn't love them back. So every time they see a pretty girl, they
Yeah.
have this feeling of pain inside of them, that connection with rejection. So it's not that the crowd is terrible. It's just in the beginning, we're all terrible, so we grow to hate the crowd because so many times they've punished us. you
for
know?
the truth.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the
and
truth.
then we
Oftentimes.
love them, but it's not satisfying enough.
Well, we have to get good enough to be better than them.
Yeah.
And to sort of guide them along.
Right, but and then they're listening.
Guide them along into my comedy journey.
Oh,
No, I
God.
think I honestly believe that there's a lot of comics that develop this sort of hate for their audience, and it's really strange. And I think the only thing that makes sense is they connect it with bad feelings. They connect their audience with whatever, some reflection of how they've put out, their own energy and their own personality and how people responded to that, and then their own material. When if they've had bad sets or if they've had bad things happen in the crowd, and they associate that bad feeling with everyone who comes to see them. And so
Yeah.
they've developed. I've met a lot of old guys that have been in the business for a long
That
time.
stayed
I
with
don't,
that
I don't
experience?
give a fuck what these people want. Or I'm going to feed them what I do. They like it or they don't like it,
Yeah.
and the show's over. All right, folks, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And they really do develop that sort of defense mechanism.
Yeah.
I try to be exactly the opposite. I try to. By now I have, like, when I do shows, people come out that know me, like it's my crowd. So when it's my crowd, it's like it's way easier. It's just like we know we're just gonna have fun, you know. It's just,
right. I feel like very open when I go out there, and like just like when I meet someone like in life, I give them the benefit of the doubt,
right?
And I'm into it, but I feel like I don't need anything from them right now.
Right.
Where I am, I'm not like please laugh or please like me, and I'm not like, I don't know. I don't feel scared at all.
You, as an intelligent person, when you're involved in this sort of a bizarre line of work, there's a self-analysis that comes along with creating new material, and a lot of times you start looking at this weird relationship that you have to this strange group of people. And like, I'm seeking their approval, and then I'm doing this, and I'm changing who I am. You know, and I mean, there's a weird there's a weird thing that goes back and forth when you're an intelligent person and you're analyzing anything where you're sort of insisting on the approval of mass amounts of people. Which is what your comedy is.
Totally.
Even more so than like music.
Yeah, but like, okay, but before you were saying about being a chick and that it might limit the subject matter you can talk about.
I didn't want to say limit. What I said is makes it more difficult. I think I'm more impressed when a chick can skirt the issues of sex or politics or any position of authority or someone who makes sense.
Yeah.
Because guys don't want to hear a girl make sense that they haven't figured out.
Okay, well that's like that makes total sense. But that's what I feel like I've been doing, like on stage about sex stuff, talking about the female experience, and not for the sake of shock and not for the sake of making anybody uncomfortable or trying to belittle or alienate the dudes. It's not like that. I think that I've found a way to like make it acceptable for people to digest.
I bet you have. You're smart. You can do it. It's not impossible, but it's more difficult.
But in that way, my reason for saying that is like, so I'm paying attention to the experience that the audience is having. Like, if they're not laughing and not with me, I'm not going to be like, well, I don't care. This is the path I'm on. I'm fed by that, and I react to it. But I just don't feel like, I don't know, where I used to. If a joke didn't work, I would sort of just tap dance to the next one and be like, maybe this will. And that just, that, I think just from bombing so hard so many times, the fear leaves you because you've lived out all your fears on stage.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moments of the deep bombing, though.
Right now, people are like, Kate Upton.
But it's true. The bombing moments are clarity moments.
Yeah, they're
important.
I
think that's where people develop the bad relationship with the audience.
Yeah.
I think it's like a guy, an ugly dude with pretty girls. You're just so used to getting rejected that you fuck these bitches. Yeah. Look at all these lesbians. They didn't even like my dick. What's up?
Let's go to a strip club.
Yeah, I think it's a natural thing for people to do.
I loved your one of the videos where how you dealt with a female heckler. You were like, I'm not, you just like really explained the truth to her. Like, I think you're like, I'm not your boyfriend, or like, I'm not trying to fuck you. Like I'm not going to act like what you're saying is interesting. Not that those were your words, but I learned from that. I was like, oh, like the absolute truth is like the funniest shit.
Yeah.
Like you didn't like insult her, whatever. You were just like, here's the situation.
Yeah, I didn't have to. I was like, you're not fascinating to me.
Yeah, like I'm not going to pretend like you're interesting like the guys that want to bang you.
Yeah.
Like, just shut up.
We had a woman in Vegas a couple of weeks ago. That was in Vegas, too, the one I think you're thinking of. Which Vegas, they just go the deepest. Because they're usually on meth or ecstasy or something.
They lost.
Yeah, Advil. They're on
Advil.
flying. They're flying.
Ibuprofen.
Who knows what the fuck they're doing in Vegas. But there was a girl last time we were there. She stood up for like 10 minutes. For 10 minutes, she was like standing up in the audience while I destroyed her.
What was her
bizarre.
goal?
I'm totally exaggerating on the 10 minutes.
It was like
by the way,
90
probably
seconds,
like 2 minutes.
and she was just going to the
2
bathroom.
minutes max. But no, she was standing up for a long time, screaming and yelling at me. She was just crazy.
Jeez.
She was just pretty, and and she just thought for whatever reason she just could be running this room.
I think I think they're just confused.
She'd seen Coyote Ugly too many times. She thought she could just stand up and start a revolution.
She starts flair bartending in the audience. She's like, but what about somebody play The Devil Went Down to Detroit?
Yeah, do a little bit of this in the audience.
Play Cotton Eye Joe. Starts river dancing. You're like, that's not. That's not why I'm
for
here.
whatever reason, she just really, really wanted to be the center of attention. So she just caused this massive commotion.
I now like talk to them like I would talk to a toddler. I'll be like, do you feel like you need attention right now?
Yes, that's important.
Like, do you need it to be from me, or maybe the people you're with at your table could maybe
what led you to this deficit?
Can you check it to this deficit?
So instead of looking at this one thing of behavior, what is the catalyst? What started this off? Was it childhood molestation?
Yeah, let's talk about your
Someone
dad.
leave you somewhere and never come and get you? And
what can we do right now?
you were raised by dogs?
Or I'll just I'll move the mic and I'll just say don't talk to me anymore. Okay.
Oh.
And I just go back. It's because I think the way that it is a struggle also for me is I go on stage, I look very Amish, I look not threatening, and I think people react even no matter what age they are. I'm a substitute teacher. Oh, we're gonna here we go. Mrs. Crandall's not here.
You look like America.
I look like an American doll.
You look like you'd be selling pie, like apple pie.
Yeah.
You'd have the best tasting apple pie of all time.
Yeah, step right up.
If I looked at her and I said that bitch has probably got some awesome apple pie,
and then I go up and I'm like, my pussy this, and they're like, what? But so they think it's step teacher, so I have to sort of assert my authority right away and be like, this is how this house is gonna go.
Guys must think that's hot though. I mean, I bet. I think I would imagine that the guys would be very
totally
scared of it.
I don't know.
Which one is it?
I don't get hit on very often, or if I get hit on, it'll be a guy coming up after the show who will listen to my stuff, and I do a lot of stuff about being easy. So they'll I've had a guy come up and they just assume that they're going home with me. I've had a guy come up and be like, hey, so I'm a Marine and I drove 2 hours to get here. So
and they
I'm
come
just
by themselves.
Yeah.
And I got duct tape and a knife.
I'm like, okay, thank you for, I signed the CD and I'm like, okay, thanks. And he's like, whoa, where are we going? And I'm like, oh no, you're a stranger.
Where are we going?
Yeah. But no. And chicks just as much as guys are handsy with me and are like, let's go somewhere. Where's the next location for us?
Really? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Do they want to party with you or do they want to have sex with you? What's going on with these chicks?
I hope both.
Yeah.
I can only hope both.
You would say.
The girls want to hang out, but they're all and if it's a couple, they'll be like, don't hug Amy, I want it, and they're like,
whoa.
The girls are handsy because they feel like, I'm sure everybody feels like they're your friend, they know you,
right.
They want you to like them, and they want you to know that they get it.
Oh, they get it, Brian.
Yeah,
they get
That's
it.
So funny.
Definitely, I have to. I did the show at Foxwoods, and this guy was like, Can I take a picture where I'm pretending like I'm gonna grab your boobs? And I was like,
whoa.
And I was like, no, but let's take a normal picture. And he wrote on Facebook, he was like, that cunt, she wouldn't let me. And I wrote back to him, and I was like, that's the only time I ever have or ever will write back to anyone who writes something rude to me. I like the block button on Twitter. I'm block happy, but that guy, I was like, why did you feel like that was okay? I said, let's take another picture. And he was like, I just thought you'd be like, Lampanelli would have done it. And I'm just like,
Lampanelli would have done it.
I'm on the road by myself usually. I want some inbred fucking weirdo to be like, oops, sorry, I grabbed them by accident.
Pretending to grab your tits. How fucking crazy is that?
It's weird. I'm just like, no.
And
I don't want that out in the
grab
ether.
them just for a joke.
Yeah.
I grabbed him.
People have just picked me up for a picture.
I had a guy ask me if he could pick me up.
I want to feel safe.
He goes, can I carry you? And I go, what? What did you want to do?
Weird.
He goes, can I carry you in the picture? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Why?
I go, why would you want to carry me?
That's so weird.
Oh, it was so weird. It was a big guy, too. It was like, hey.
You're like, it's like,
you're going to have to fight for that position, son.
Let's come up with
All
something
right?
else.
If you ever get to the point where you're actually carrying me, we're fighting. You crazy asshole.
Fuck.
Trying to pick me up.
People have no boundaries.
Hold me in the air. And then what? Next thing you know.
It's never enough.
It's never enough. It's always another. The average person would never ask if they could pick you up and carry you.
I would never ask.
Don't
you feel like if it's an artist
just
that you
meet
love,
someone first time you've ever met them. Even though you know that they're a person that you've seen on television or on a band or whatever, you have just met them, you crazy asshole.
Yeah,
you
are
have had
a
exactly
stranger.
3 seconds of FaceTime.
This
together.
woman,
Can I carry you?
in Sacramento, this chick got thrown out of a show because she was talking and drunk and loud, and she got
The
up
Punchline?
at the
Oh,
Punchline,
that place is the shit.
and she was like, "Amy, are you gonna let them do this to me?" Like, and I was like, "I don't. You're a stranger, bitch." Like, she thought I was gonna be like, "No, Barbara," or whatever. I was like, "Yeah, get her out of here."
Crazy drunk assholes.
Shit, you're gonna let them.
Well,
treat me this
I
way?
always wonder too when people go off in the audience. Occasionally, I always wonder what are they on. You know, in this day and age, I always wonder about like what kind of weird prescription shit
drugs,
are they on,
some weird combo.
and drinking at the same time. Because
Yeah.
some people did just a complete disconnect from reality.
Right.
The absolute utter disconnect from reality.
Or it'll be like they're not trying to be mean. They're trying to like. They think they're helping.
They think they're helping the show, and they'll even tell you afterwards, "I helped you. I helped that show.
We
out.
were great, right?
Hey, that was good.
No.
We were playing off each other, right?"
No. I had a guy at the Punchline in Atlanta over New Year's. He was like yelling, and he was like, I said something like I'm not a lesbian. I mean, I've caught a finger, but I'm not. And so, and he's like, "Yes, you are. You'll fuck anybody." And I don't think he was trying to lash out. I think he was trying to be like, "I know you're
Right.
whatever."
Right.
But then everybody's like, "Ooh," and they put the lights on, and it's like they wanted me to like trash this guy.
Right.
And so I did. No, but I mean, but you know, it's
They
just
put
like,
the lights on him
they put the lights on in the crowd.
so that you could see him better.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Did you ask them to do that?
I don't think so. They
Whoa.
put the video online. It's not good. He was
Wait
just
a minute.
really
Wait a minute.
fat.
Why did they do that? That's their solution.
Being
was to turn the lights on.
Like here, you can see him now. He's a victim. You can.
Oh,
You
wow.
can go after him, and I don't want to do that. I want to do like my jokes that I'm working on. You know.
right. That is.
I'd rather not have the interaction at all.
Yeah, that is a problem. You know,
Yeah.
especially when it becomes really funny too. Then the crowd thinks it's a really good thing that it happened. Then someone
And that's
else.
their
will-
favorite part.
Yeah, they enjoyed it. I like when you trash that fucking idiot. So I could see how the club would be like, oh, this would be fun.
Yeah.
You know? But there's other clubs that won't even allow it to get to that part.
I love those clubs.
Like Gotham.
Gotham polices
Love
that
Gotham.
shit.
They don't fuck around.
Nope.
That place is
They're all ex-cops
awesome.
running that
yeah,
place.
they're all fucking savages. They
I've
grab
had to tell
dudes by
them
their
to
necks.
leave guys alone. They are
Yeah.
they're waiting to pounce.
Yeah, those guys are
awesome.
professional New York
Amy, you
police
let us
officers.
know. All right, we'll have a signal.
Yeah, they're animals. They don't fuck around.
They're waiting to hurt someone.
Those guys are beautiful.
Take
And
out
it's
their
a
first
beautiful
divorce
club.
on
The
somebody.
fucking place is perfect. It's perfection. That
Are you about
comedy
to go
club is
there? Why are
perfection.
we like?
No, I used to go
I
there all
love
the time.
Gotham. I love Gotham. That's where I started.
The
First
next
place
time
I was
I'm
ever on stage.
what the hell am I doing in New York?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that, Brian. What am I doing?
A
Remember?
Manhattan Theater.
The Manhattan Theater. That's what it is.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fancy pants.
Getting all fancy
Very
on it.
nice.
Getting all fancy on the bitch. You
A
know what's
theater.
up? You know what's up?
Oh shit, boy.
Moving on up.
Oh shit.
Well, I love doing clubs just as much.
Really?
But yeah, I think more sometimes even. But
It's
you know,
good to do both,
it's,
right?
It's when you can't do 5 shows or you can't do like a whole weekend. You know,
Yeah.
like Thursday, Friday,
Mhm.
Saturday, Sunday. And when I can't do that, I have to do like a theater. I don't want. You know, I get bummed out if I can only do like one show in a town. It's only like 200 seats or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
But those are the best shows, right? Don't you think? Like a 200
For
seater.
me, because then I might fill it.
You'll listen. I'm telling you, if you had a podcast, you'd be packing clubs everywhere. I've heard you stand up. You're fucking hilarious.
Thank
You're just as
you.
hilarious doing stand up as you are at roasts.
Thank you.
You'd be killing them. Oh my god.
A podcast.
Yeah, I'm telling you, kid.
Hey, you
Stepmom's
guys,
house.
this is my podcast. I wouldn't know the first thing to say. I'd be
You
like,
just start talking. Start talking shit. Or come on out. You could be the whole on our show.
I'd love
we
to be
could,
your whole.
We could introduce you.
Brian?
You could totally be my
Amy
hole.
Schumer,
Oh.
a.k.a. the Death Squad hole.
Oh, you guys. Don't say it if you don't mean it. Is this the Valentine's Day edition?
Yes.
This is so beautiful.
Oh, it's only beautiful because you're here.
Thank you.
You bounce so well.
There's a fake butthole on that table, by the way.
Where?
Right in front of you, Amy. There's a little brown thing that
Oh,
looks like a
that's a
tater
cat.
tot. No, the little rubber thing right there.
Oh, this is it's thanks for telling me it's a
Oh,
fake asshole. Like
Yeah.
I would be
What?
concerned that this was perhaps a real asshole.
That just had wandered away from its
Yeah.
owner.
So this is an African American's asshole. Is
It's-
this because of February, or
No,
do you
no, that's-
switch out the asshole?
When girls, when we do some porn star podcasts here, and when girls have a gaping
cute.
asshole, they use that to like plug it during the day, so their asshole's just not like mouth breathers.
Shut the fuck
you know,
up.
you know, like no, because sometimes if they
Come
get
on.
It doesn't smell.
Brian,
That's a-
you're not tricking me with this. You're just making this up, you crazy asshole. How
Brian,
dare you?
have you seen this asshole?
No, I have not. May I?
Please.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Silly.
Please enjoy.
Do you know Will Sasso, Joe? He's
It's very strange. It's very strange that someone would want a
It looks
mold.
nice in your hand.
Yeah, I guess when dudes just sit around fingering it going, that could be her asshole.
This could be somebody's
If
asshole.
it was her asshole,
It's
you
Whitney
know what
Houston's.
I would just first of all,
Aw.
I would brush up against it
I
like
would
barely, just let her know my fingers.
Just let her know I'm here.
Let her know my
Hey,
fingers
girl.
saying what's up.
Knock,
My
knock,
fingers saying what's
girl.
up. You want to back up? You can. If
Back
you
it
want to
up,
back up,
lady
you can.
friend.
Oh, I feel a little pressure on my finger. Is that your booty hole pressure, my finger?
Oh, looks
You
like she
know,
wants to play.
If you had the feeling to just back up and just, everybody's different. Everybody's different. You
Feel
put your
it
finger on
out.
some girls' assholes and they clamp down and go, oh, whoa.
And every
whoa.
guy's asshole.
Every guy's. Almost every guy's.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you rather that than a guy back up?
Be like,
grab that second finger.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, you don't want a guy who's like super
Today,
into-
that's how I feel.
today. When you get older. and
When I
you're
get older, I'm
crazy.
gonna be fisting
When you
any
need a
dude that will
little
let
bit
me.
more to stoke the fires.
Yep. Or we'll just be bored.
this
I'll be throwing
little-
whatever I can in his ass.
This little brown asshole's disturbing. It might not be a total. I mean, it's.
What?
I mean,
Total.
I don't know. I mean,
That's a black asshole.
it
That's a
could be
black
like
hole.
just a really tan person too,
No,
because it's not
that's-
necessarily black.
No one's that tan.
well, the chick that I pulled it out of was a black.
Well, thank you.
Brian, you didn't pull this out of some girl. This is not an actual tool.
That's a real doll butthole.
It's a real doll's butthole.
Real
is that what it
doll's
is?
Oh, yeah,
butthole.
version of a real doll's butthole.
But doesn't the
This
real doll
place
you
is
can
so
fuck its
nice.
butthole?
Yeah, you can put different attachments in it.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
But this skin is what the real doll is made out of.
Yeah.
That's not as good as Fleshlight.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
That
this-
Fleshlight
this
has a
feels
patented technology, Joe.
They need to,
Fleshlight
like,
feels more
market
real
that.
than the
They
than
need to market.
this.
Oh, way better. Yeah, Fleshlight feels way closer to vagina material.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Pretty goddamn close.
That's why you buy any kind of fake vagina as a guy, and it's like it's a joke. It's like
They're a
fucking a Barbie doll chunk, like that the piece where they make Barbie dolls out of. Like they carve it in a certain way. That's what it feels like.
Can you make the fleshlight tighter if you want?
Yeah. It's pretty tight. So it just stretches around your dick.
It
Like it's
stretches.
Yeah.
So okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's for the most part for most people, I'd imagine. Maybe
For most
maybe
people.
not.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe not everyone.
Me, me, me. Wow, this is
Yeah.
great.
Very touchy subject, men and women.
Oh yeah, the
Fake
assholes.
vaginas, something taken over, some artificial shit. For years, dudes had to live with girls riding equipment and sticking Sibians inside their bodies.
And now it's your turn. Now it's finally the men's sexual revolution.
They're
Yeah.
turning it around right now.
Yeah,
How
I'm
about that?
scared of all that shit. I've never
how-
dealt with any of that.
how
I mean,
do you-
I've had a vibrator, but
How do you feel about this crazy Rick Santorum asshole? Not to like skew your judgment in any way.
yeah.
No.
You thought maybe I'd be like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
I love Santorum. No,
He apparently he's not even into birth control.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks that women shouldn't have birth control and that the states should be able to decide. whether
is
or
that
not
his
women-
way of saying he likes pulling out and putting it all over his wife's stomach?
Yes.
Do you think that's
He's
what
a
it is?
he's a tit guy.
Or do you think
I don't believe that he feels like that he believes anything that he's saying.
you feel like he's just completely playing a game?
Yeah. What do you think?
He could be gay.
you
Could
go
be
straight to
crazy gay.
fag.
Yeah, whenever someone's really religious,
He likes bears, fag.
when someone's super religious and they want to either challenge gay marriage or
Yeah.
control gay sexuality, or whenever they want to get real freaky with controlling sex and morality
Yeah.
and issues like that, I almost always go gay with them.
Because they almost always
So many of
are
them are.
uncovered as being wildly gay.
Yeah, it sounds like a crazy thing to say. Joe Rogan, you're an asshole for saying that. No, I'm not. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because I'm not saying that you shouldn't be religious. I'm not saying that. I know a lot of people where all that is super benefited them, especially
Yeah.
people that have had substance abuse issues. You cannot say that Christianity or religion or having a good church and a good association, a community association that belong to that's religious and follows religious tenets, that it couldn't help their life.
I agree. Yeah.
But for a lot of people, they're just too fucking stupid.
Yeah. If it gives somebody hope and it helps them out, I'm like, go do it. But if it's just because you're borderline retarded and somebody told you to believe it and you do, then I guess I don't really know what I'm saying.
What are you saying, Amy?
I don't know. I just think I don't want to blame the pot, but I just don't even really remember what we're talking about.
Do you like the breadsticks and salad at Olive Garden?
Brian, you had to.
Is that what we were talking about?
Yes.
No.
When you're there, you are
I
family.
think we were talking about black guys.
Oh yeah. You guys, you'll be the first
We
to
hit
know if I
hit
do
like
it.
a personal 3-way mind stump right there. Where we were
We
all
all
driving
just halted.
along, and we were following you.
You were me?
Because there was a
shit.
brief moment where you know, as you're having a conversation, it's sort of like you're tossing a ball back and forth to each other.
I took the
and,
ball.
and you had the ball, and I completely forgot what I was saying when I gave you the ball.
I threw the
And
ball
then
in the sewer.
You sort of threw the ball back to me,
I said
and I
game
threw it.
over.
I'm like, I'm not sure you can have it again. And then you said, I
You
don't know
should've
what we're
followed
talking
that
about. I was
instinct.
like, damn,
Should have
both of
kept
us.
that. Should have kept that ball.
And I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, Brian's
No,
like
he-
watching reruns
I'm-
of Sanford. And
You don't
Son.
want to
Yeah.
be the Kobe Bryant of podcasts. You want to push the ball off as much as possible. It's very important.
Yeah,
The
I
beautiful
feel like I
moments
should make a
come.
rape joke. I'm gonna just opt out.
Dude,
gonna
I love
opt out.
you. I love you. Move here.
seems like the right
Move
time.
here. Move here.
I
Come on, we're gonna be besties.
Ice house.
I stopped doing my rape joke. I can't do it anymore. People were getting mad in the audience that have been raped.
Yeah,
and I
you
had
shouldn't.
to stop it.
That's not a funny thing to talk
They
about.
were
No.
asking
It's
for
like
it.
murdering babies is
Yeah.
not fun to talk about either. You know,
Yeah.
they don't have to tell
I
you.
beg to differ on both those subjects. I can't find a way to make cancer funny, but everything else I think is pretty funny.
Well, it depends on who's getting raped. When dudes are getting raped, it's hilarious.
That's great.
Especially assholes. When
Anal rape.
when mean men are getting raped by other meaner men.
You are
it's always
singing
good.
my song, sister.
Right?
I miss Oz for that reason.
That was the
Seeing
last
Edabisi
good,
rape, I was like,
Yeah.
yes.
last good rape show on television was Oz.
You know, they don't make them like they used to.
That's a different way of owning a guy. Raping him.
That's a whole other level. Yeah.
Raping someone when you're in a cage together. Like,
Yeah.
and they impose themselves on you so much that
Uh-huh.
they sexually impose themselves on you. They make you suck their dick. Oh,
God, that is.
They nut in your mouth.
They
You have
didn't
to
even
deal with
want to.
that.
They just wanted to show you that they could do that.
Can you imagine how horrific that must be? The moment
It's
like
not
you
fun.
become a
It's not
bitch
even
to
fun
some
if it's what
guy.
you want it to happen.
But what if you have to? The guy beats the fuck out of you. The best way to not get the fuck beat out of you is to suck his dick and let him fucking yes. It's not going to take that much time out of your day.
Tibetan rape ceremony.
It seems less gay to get fucked.
Tibetan rape ceremony.
Is that
yeah,
a
you
thing?
tie you to a stick and let a bunch of guys rape
Is
you.
that what free Tibet means?
He's betting that up.
I'm getting that bumper sticker immediately.
Meeting adjourned.
He's
Oh my
actually
God.
referencing a Tibetan
Vulture.
Tibetan vulture funeral where
yeah.
they tie your dead body to a stake and then the vultures come down and eat you. It's fucking wild
They
shit.
Yeah,
Who
it's-
watches? Like
When
your
a
The
family,
family
watches?
members.
Yeah, family
And
members.
a lot of times the vultures will leave the head on last, so a lot of the photos, if you see it, it's just like a skeleton, like almost exactly like from Disneyland, and then a person's real head attached to it still.
Well, not only that,
break Tibet
the really
canceled.
the high level guys take it to the next level, and they bring hammers, and then they smash up the head, and they smash up the bones, and then they step back again. The vultures come back, and they actually devour the smashed up bones. Yeah,
it's
that's when you're taking
so
it deep.
I'm
That's when
not-
you're taking
I'm
it
not,
super deep. When you're hitting your friend's head open with a fucking hammer, and they open them up too with knives.
Yeah.
They'll like open the meat up to get the vultures to start.
I was actually talking to this on the phone with my mom, and I was telling her about
Why
this.
am I suspicious that you're telling a lie?
No, I
Something
Yeah, you
about
just
the way you
started,
said
Hey,
like-
that.
I will call.
it's-
I will call her. I'll call her right now live
Seems
if you don't believe me.
fishy.
But no, I swear to God, I was driving over, telling her about this, and then she's like, this is like the most disturbing thing my mom's ever heard in her life because she doesn't have like internet as much as people, So like I'm telling her this, and she's like, I have to sit down.
Really? So
Yeah,
did you
just the idea
tell her it? You didn't
today on the way here?
Oh, you should tell her to fucking go to the link. You
Huh?
should make her go to the
No,
link.
no, no,
You should
no.
just email it to her.
No,
Hey,
no,
Mom,
no, no.
this is a new place I'm thinking about moving into in Burbank. What do you think? And she'll just look at that link.
She sounds like a real bitch.
Yeah, I think she's spotting.
Oh God! Come on!
Brian.
You can't say that while you're wearing your Cougar Hunter
Oh,
shirt. That is
Whatever,
not,
I could sense it.
not cool.
What is Brian? Do you remember the cougar in Austin, Texas?
No.
Did you get
the
down?
accidental cougar?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Do you want to tell that story or no?
I think we've told it a million times, but pretty much. Are you talking about the strip club?
Yeah, the one when you didn't know who
Oh,
you
yeah,
were
yeah.
kissing.
So there was this waitress that was like really flirty with me at the strip club, and I was blackout drunk.
He's saying
and-
it like he wants me to
Yeah.
get jealous.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, he is. He
Who-
does. He's
who
going to
is
let you
this?
know that he's available.
She wasn't nothing. Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
thanks.
But she was pretty hot.
Okay, we're
and
okay.
She was pretty hot though, and so she was like being really flirty, like massaging my back and everything like that. And I was just wasted. And then she stopped massaging my back, and I'm like just fucked up. And then suddenly this other waitress comes up to me, or stripper or I don't know who it was, or just an
No,
older lady.
She was a patron.
Oh, she was a patron that was just like an old lady that hung out at strip clubs. You know, like creepy older lady that like, smokes cigarettes and I don't know, like face of an ugly angel. And and I thought that was this. The girl tried to like kiss me on the cheek or something like that, and I thought it was the hot waitress. And I just went like closed my eyes and just started like Frenching her. And then Joe's recording it on his phone, and then I
No. It was just way
Oh.
before you could record things on your phone.
No, you did because I remember.
No,
you
I
did-
recorded it on a camera. I had a camera.
Yeah, he recorded on a camera, and then whatever. I like backed out and noticed it wasn't her, and then everyone like that was around me looked like they saw a ghost. Like everyone was just like white as a ghost.
It sounds like
It
you
was-
made out with a ghost.
This
Yeah,
is what it
and
was like.
it was
we looked
awful.
over, and Brian was happy as a pig in shit. He was sitting back with his arms stretched, pie-eyed drunk, stoned as fuck. He's just oblivious to the world, and he had this huge smile on his face. And then the waitress comes over, and she was really cute, and Brian said something funny. He laughed, and he clapped his hands together, and we were all having a good time.
I let
And
go of my
Brian-
balloon.
And Brian kicks back, and he's so hammered, and like fucking Nickelback is playing really loud,
Best moment
right?
of his
And
life.
his head is leaning back, and the girl comes over and kisses his cheek. And she's a fucking old biker lady, like an old,
Gross.
haggard-looking. She had short
She looked like
hair.
the chick. Yeah, she looked
had
like
a
the chick
vest
from
on. She had a
Golden
vest.
Girls, the older one that was
Yeah.
the cougar
She was-
chick.
She was wearing a vest.
yes. Blanche.
Yeah, it was like Blanche.
Yeah, Blanche.
Yeah, she seems like
Blanche was the cutest one.
No.
Who would you
Anyway.
like, Sophia?
she
Okay.
was like late 50s, right? When you say
Yeah,
like
I'd say late 50s,
late
yeah.
50s, late 50s old biker lady sits down next to Brian, cuddles with him, rubs up against him. He like puts his hand on her. She kisses his neck. He turns to her, and it's like watching a deer get hit by a train.
And you have it on video.
Boom! Oh my God, it was horrendous. When she stuck out her weathered cigarette grade tongue, it was like a fucking appendage in the movie Predator. It was like something you expect to come out of its mouth.
Too long.
She was tonguing Brian, and it was so nasty. And whatever tattoos that she had on her had long been blued
Yeah, it was
by
like-
the mother time.
Tasmanian, the devil shooting
My goodness.
basketball or
No.
something.
Oh, they were making out. They
What
were making out, and I'm
base? What
filming
base?
it. I'm filming it, and I'm going, look, what the fuck is Brian doing? So the video is like, look, what the fuck is Brian doing?
Oh my God,
and,
oh my God.
and he can't even hear me. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, and then the next day, I'm like, dude, did you get that video? And he goes, dude, I deleted it for you. You'll thank me.
that's
I want to be a
You'll
rock
thank me.
star.
Wow.
We
Really
watched
nice.
it. Well, I knew that it was too good and it was going to get out. And
I
so
want that
I knew
out.
it was
That's
awesome. Devastating. It would have been
Yeah.
devastating to your
I
confidence.
would love to see it. No,
At the time, though,
would
today I agree. But 8 years ago, whenever the fuck it was, I say you weren't really ready for that yet.
I would love to have
It would have
seen
been devastating.
I would have.
Oh my
I have that on my fucking MySpace
You
page.
remember.
You'd wake up and shit your pants in cold sweats. You just wake up, think about it, and just shit your pants. That woman was horrific, bro.
That would be so awesome to have.
She was like a scene in The Shining when Jack Nicholson is making out with the woman, and all of a sudden it turns into an old lady on him. That's what it was like.
That's
It was horrendous.
That's sad that you did.
Little
leave it.
buddy, you know I love you.
No, I want to see it so
Yeah, you
bad.
say that. I didn't want to see it again.
I want to almost
You didn't
reenact
want
it.
to live with it.
I felt bad. Everybody was going to attack you.
I'm on a cougar hunt, Joe.
You're just here to protect him as you
She
made
wasn't
him
a
relive
cougar,
it.
dude.
Yeah, that's
She was a snuffleupagus.
oh,
She's
shit.
a rocker chick, dude.
That is
Trying to
brutal.
ruin my game with the cougs.
Oh boy. But there's somewhere out there's someone that wants to suck her feet.
Ugh.
No.
Yeah, there's some dude who wants to suck those dried out old fucking
Ew.
calloused, hardened, cracked
Fucking-
feet. He wants to suck on them. There's somebody out there, man. Yeah, man, pretty nice for me.
Ew. I don't know. Was that like Hispanic or like
That?
an
No, that was
inbred, like
fat.
Southern? Oh,
Fat
that was just
Southern
fat.
guy. Fat Southern guy. Hey, get her done.
Oh God, so awful.
Have you seen the Book of Mormon? Do you go to like
Yeah.
plays and stuff like that?
Yes.
Is it just amazing? It's coming
Yes.
here to Los Angeles finally.
For
but I
folks who
wanna
don't
see
know,
it.
it's the Matt Stone and Trey Parker musical.
It's awesome.
It's coming to Los Angeles.
I think so.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know how the
yeah.
fuck those guys have time to do that, man.
I know.
They're ridiculous.
It's annoying.
There's some people that like put out like their workload is just it's so
You're one of those people. What are you
Shocking.
talking
What?
about?
Me,
You have
this is-
85. You're like Jamaican.
No, these are easy jobs. Everything I have, I figured out a way to just to fake it
The least amount of
entire
effort
way.
and do 80 things.
Yeah, everything I do is
You're like
it's fun.
Seacrest on
like a manly
drugs.
version of Brian Seacrest.
Secret.
Secret-
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Seacrest can do,
Super
like, manly
manly.
things.
You're like the sexy, like rugged, just
like-
fucking,
Jeremy
just fucking
Irons.
chicks and
Okay, you do this.
fucking just you traps
Fucking-
or busting out of your
fucking- Everything I do is super easy. It's
Yeah.
all like it's skating through. I mean,
Yeah.
comedy is the only thing that's difficult because you have to write material.
Right.
But then once you got it down, once you have your set down, it's super easy. You know,
Yeah.
the only difficult thing about the comedy is writing the new stuff.
And the
you know?
travel and the shit.
The travel. But that's just, I'm telling you, your travel
I
will be
hate it.
so much different if you had a podcast
If I
and
was
you
flying
bring your
first every
friends on.
time.
What's up? Bring it.
Friends, yeah.
Yeah, you got to fly first.
Or
as
just
well.
hang out in California, smoke a lot of weed, and just do shows here locally
Yes.
and do podcasting.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, come on, get in there, girl. This is a
this.
scene in the movie where you decide that fuck New York. New York can suck it. And you throw all your stuff in the bag, and that's what you
Yeah.
say right before you leave. New York can
And
suck
then
it.
they cut.
Boom! You kick the door shut. Shoo! Next thing you're on a plane. Shoo! Next thing you landed. Like in the movie Snatch. You remember when the dude has to fly back
Yes.
and forth from London to New York, and he's all
Okay.
mad.
Yeah.
They got some fucking diamond deal that's going on. He pops the
Right.
ambulance. And whoosh,
I think it'll be like Pretty Women, but like in reverse. So like a month from now, I'll just be like
a hooker.
pantsless on the street, like no, I don't need money. I don't need money. Just I want to know where the Greyhound station is. But really, I'm like, okay, can I have some money
Pantsless on the street.
in my underpants? Just
Your brown
I
stained
remember
underpants.
when I first drove
well,
to New York.
I'm not gonna start shitting myself, Brian. Jesus Christ, I'm just not. I don't have a job.
I remember when I first drove to New York, there was an area of New York. Jimmy Norton would know where it is. He'd be able
I'm
to
sure
tell
he
you.
would. I'm sure he knows where it moved to.
He probably does. There's an area that was like near like shipyards and shit. It was like a real creepy area, and you drive through, and there was hookers everywhere. It was like night of the thousand hookers.
it was 40. It was 42nd all the
Is
way
that
over
what it
by the
was?
yeah. Times Square used to be like
Sounds like Seattle.
Dude, like, what? Seattle again? No, you don't.
why?
It's
I just
inside
was in
jokes.
Seattle.
This motherfucker with the inside jokes. It was so bizarre because it was like it was all shipyards and hookers everywhere. It was
Norton's dreams.
really weird.
The village
man.
people are
But it's-
actually there.
That's a real place.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that have never experienced that. They don't know
Oh.
that there's spots where there's all these. They've decided hookers are just going to
Like
accumulate
that's it. That's their Amsterdam. Like on
and
the
walk the
wire.
streets
Yeah. New Orleans is the scariest place like that I've
for hookers.
seen. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
New
For what
Orleans?
I've seen, and I went to college in Baltimore. Like I saw some shit for sure. But New Orleans, I saw the scariest shit I've ever seen with hookers and stuff.
I would have never thought that Baltimore was like a hardcore sort of a place
It
until
is.
like The Wire.
The Wire is
Yeah.
real.
And
Yeah.
The Wire, you're like, whoa.
I grew up
wait a
in New
minute,
York.
Really?
I grew up in New York, and as in the city, constantly nothing ever happened. In Baltimore, I got robbed every way imaginable. My car held up at gunpoint. Our apartment.
Jesus Christ.
It was like, yeah,
Really?
it's fucking. It was nuts there. I don't know
Wow.
if it's
Holy
better
shit.
now, but I love Baltimore, but it's you
Just
don't
they
want to go
rob
to
you a
Central
lot.
Booking. Yeah,
Yeah, Baltimore. They used to have a comedy club there. They used to have an improv. Do you remember
they
going there?
still have
Brian?
a. I'm
Yeah.
doing. Oh, speaking of that,
Oh shit!
I'm,
jeez,
someone's got
I'll be in
plugs.
Baltimore this Sunday.
Oh,
at,
you will?
I think it's called the Comedy Factory. Yeah,
Oh,
but that
see
I
what's
remember
up.
that
Oh,
improv.
you just remembered that. Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah, I
nicest
was
time of
just
year?
kissing
Washington D.C.
Baltimore's
Ooh.
ass.
I was just saying, like, don't go to Baltimore. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm going there this
I've been
Sunday.
robbed. I've been shot at.
Yeah.
And don't forget
And
the
if
South
you want to
Beach
see my
Comedy
comedic
Festival.
stylings, oh yeah.
So you're going to be where in Baltimore this Sunday?
I think it's called the Comedy Factory.
Yeah,
The
comedy.
Comedy
I'm really
Factory?
good at
Is that the old
self-promo.
improv? The same
Mm,
place?
yeah.
I
Well,
think so.
It's like right. If it's not in the actual space, it's right next to it.
Oh,
It's where the
okay.
improv used to be.
Yeah, because I know that
Power
they,
plant,
Somebody,
yeah.
yeah, that was a fun little spot.
That was
It
fun.
was.
That was coming up when I was in school, and we were just little whores running around there.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
It's a block away from Gay Street, which is like the, strip club porn
Oh
town.
God,
That was fun.
Yeah.
Fun place to go to college for sure.
Fuck yeah.
that's where our boy John Rollo is. Shout out to John Rollo. Listens to the podcast. He's from Baltimore.
Big up, John Rollo.
It's a weird accent, that Baltimore accent. It's a fucking. It's
Yeah.
sort of city, but it's sort of country.
It's not cute. It ain't cute.
Do you think it's bad coming
Just
out
kidding.
of girls'
Please come
mouths?
out Sunday. I support everything you do is art.
Everything you do is art.
You're a miracle. Come out Sunday.
You're a miracle.
Buy my album. Support me.
Do you have an album out?
Yeah.
How can people get it? iTunes?
iTunes.
What
It's
is it
called
called?
Cutting.
Cutting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Dude, I'm gonna buy.
I
it
love
on way
the
out.
album
You're
cover.
not buying my album,
It's
you liar.
I might buy it right now. How about that?
Okay.
How about what's up?
How about buy my album?
the album cover is awesome.
What
too.
is it?
It's her baking like cupcakes, and she has a black eye, and she's dressed up like.
Oh,
in
and
the
this is the
50s.
one where the lady didn't want to do the makeup, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't want to do that.
Wow. Because she thought that you're making fun of violence.
I think so, but like that's my favorite thing to do. Like my sister and I used to go to Rangers games, and I would wear a neck brace, and I'd put 2 black eyes on her, and people would be like, "What happened?" I'd be like, "Oh, we got into swimming with each other."
That's awesome.
People. One time we saw John Hamm, like we were, oh, John, and we forgot that we had fucked ourselves up, and he like was staring at us. We were like, John Hamm was into our shit, and then we're oh, right, we're all banged up.
Like you're beat the fuck up.
Yeah, it would get worse and worse every game. Like we would try, if we got our hands on crutches, we would do anything.
What?
We just thought it was so fucking funny. People were horrified by us.
Is that what got you into stand-up comedy? Like just being a joker like that?
I think so. I've been a dickhead my whole life. I've been a worthless dick my whole life.
That's hilarious.
I always had
That's
Saturday
awesome.
detention. Did you have that? You know, like the Breakfast Club shit? Yeah,
I
it was
would get
me
in
and all
trouble.
kids that didn't speak English.
Yeah, we didn't have Saturday detention, but I was
Oh.
in regular detention all the time.
Yeah.
Did you make it snow like from your dandruff onto a picture?
Do you? I don't.
What?
Oh.
Snow from
No.
your dandruff onto a picture, you dirty bitch.
Okay,
How about you take a shower every now and again?
I'm not gonna move here anymore because of that.
So
Whatever
odd.
that was.
I was talking about the Breakfast Club where that you know where they're all in Saturday school.
Oh, that moment
one
that was
chick-
important to you and nobody
yeah,
else.
Yeah. You
No,
know,
I
yeah.
have no idea.
what a fuck.
Ali Sheedy. Ali Sheedy.
Ali Sheedy was
She had
hot.
dandruff in that.
Yeah, remember she used to like
She was the
shake
crazy
her
girl.
hair and make it snow because of all her
I
dandruff.
remember her
It
shaking
was
her
like
hair,
the
but I
most
didn't know.
disturbing thing from that movie. I think.
That was the most
Did you
disturbing.
see dandruff? Like I think she
Yeah.
just.
Yeah,
Oh.
and it was a joke that it was snowing on a house that she drew or something.
Oh,
I
I'll
don't
show you.
remember that.
I must have missed that part.
I don't remember that.
I don't think that was an important plot point.
I don't know if I actually watched that whole movie all the way through.
Really?
That's one of those movies I probably watched like 20 minutes and then
Oh my
shut it
God.
off and then went back and watched the other 20 minutes another time. I probably never finished it.
You don't like those movies?
I don't know. I was never into them. They used to frustrate me when I was a kid. When I was a kid, when those movies were coming out, all those 16 Candles,
Yeah.
it's a very weird time
John
in my
Hughes
life
shit.
because I would get annoyed at any like feel good. Like if I saw where it was going, I couldn't enjoy it. I had to I couldn't enjoy any sort of horse shit sort of
Happy ending?
any kind of movie
Those
where
movies
I
were
felt like
dark,
it was
though.
concocted.
Those movies had some really dark shit though.
I'm sure. Really?
Yeah. The guy
I'm
that
trying to
played
describe
the.
what I mean. Like
If you saw like the happy ending coming at you,
yeah, if I saw if I just felt like it was written, I felt like I was just like really super critical.
if you could see the writing.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even enjoyed like comic book movies back then.
Yeah, but that movie is like and you're the nerd, and you're the, it was
Yeah.
very.
Yeah, it was
clear.
really like, this is the bad boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the bad boy, like in that movie, his dad was like putting like cigarettes out on him, and it was
right. Well,
yeah.
that is reality.
And the
for
girl,
the
Molly
most part.
Ringwald, was like, yeah, like I remember thinking it was really dark how she was kind of vilified just for having tits.
Maybe
Like
if
she
I
was
saw it
doing
again.
something to everybody just by having boobs. Oh, here's.
Maybe if I saw it again.
It just showed him like
But I just remember I had really like super critical taste back then. I was a
What did
in
you
my
like?
life. Well, I was very critical about myself at this
Yeah.
point in my life, and so I was really critical about like everything I saw on TV and the movies. It was just a weird time for me. I was
you-
like,
were you
oh,
like
the movie fucking sucks.
Were you
I
like
was
a comedy nerd? Like, did
No.
you? No, you didn't.
No,
love
not
all that
until
shit?
I became a comedian.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Before that, I was a Richard Pryor nerd. You know,
Okay.
I would listen to Richard Pryor tapes with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
But then I really started doing it because friends talked me into it, and because somebody described to me Sam Kinison. The first Sam Kinison bit that I ever heard was done for me by a girl, a 19-year-old girl that I
know.
worked with.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know why I know this story, but I do know this story.
Oh, you do?
I should have just pretended like I didn't know.
I probably told it on the podcast.
Yeah,
Maybe
you must have
heard
told it on the
Have I
podcast.
told that story, Brian?
I think you did, yeah.
The
Like
girl
she
did
even hearing
the
didn't,
bit in the
and
parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was such a funny bit that this girl who wasn't even a comedian did the bit in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, man, I wish I could come up with something that funny.
Right.
That was like,
she did it enough
sparked.
justice that you
Yeah.
fell in love with him just through her quoting it. Yeah.
Yeah, she acted it out, and she was hot. It was really ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because she's lying on her stomach in the parking lot, and she's like, "Oh, you mean life keeps fucking the ass even after you're dead? Oh, it never ends." And I was like, "Wow!" And he's like a short, fat guy that's doing this. She's like, "He's wearing an overcoat. It's hilarious."
Shit.
And I was like, "Wow, I gotta check that guy out."
Yeah.
Damn. Like she was making me laugh by doing an impression of the guy. You know, that's when you know your shit's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Or that girl was pretty good.
Yeah, she was just super
I
cool.
think I probably couldn't do Kennison any justice.
Especially that one.
In a parking
lying
lot,
on your
somebody would come
stomach
try and help me
in
out.
a parking
like,
lot.
Oh my God.
She was just such a preposterous scene.
Yeah.
She's talking about getting fucked in the ass, being a corpse.
Yeah.
It was for folks who don't know what the bit is, Kennison had a joke about homosexual necrophiliacs that were paying for a couple hours undisturbed with the freshest male corpses they had been arrested for it. And so he had this whole bit about the guy being on a slab, like going, well, I guess that's it. Now I'm dead. I'm going to go be with Jesus. And then he starts rocking back and forth. He's like, hey, it feels like there's a dick in my ass. You mean life keeps fucking the ass even after you're dead? It never ends. It never ends. It's a fucking great bit. So this girl's doing this on her stomach in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh my God, this is hilarious. She nailed it. And so that's.
I wonder where she is now.
Who knows? Probably married, bunch of kids.
Surprise, she's here.
Stretched out pussy.
We have her here.
Her
Her pussy's dragging on the floor. She's like, I can still do the bit.
Like the elephant man. I can still do the bit.
Want to see me do the bit?
Oh God, that was when I worked at that health club. It was a really important moment for me. Is that when I was like 18, 19 years old, I worked at the Boston Athletic Club. I got to see Bobby Orr. Do you know who he is? Famous hockey player.
Okay.
I'd never seen anybody that had like more than 10 knee surgeries. I'd never seen like a professional athlete whose knees had been destroyed.
Yeah.
And I got to watch this guy like walk around. He's a legend in like Boston.
Yeah.
Legendary hockey player, like one of the greatest hockey players of all time. And the poor guy could barely walk. And I remember thinking, like, fuck, man, you have to think about that when you're 18 years old and you're spry and you're all fucking bouncing around like a little rabbit. You don't think that, like, your legs can get so fucked up that you could be, like, one of the greatest hockey players of all time, and still you've taken so much damage and so many surgeries that, you know, you're hobbling along in agony everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
It's dark shit.
It's weird. I was talking to this guy who plays football, and I was like, you'll probably, like, I asked, I was like, don't you guys die young? And he was like, yeah.
Whoa,
Football. And
you
I was
said
like,
that?
I regretted it after I said it, but it was a really legit question. Like, like you have a choice. Like, there's enough research and with the internet and stuff, you know now, like, you are really fucking yourself up.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
It's a tough gig. You know, any guy that chooses to use his body for any sport, you know, anything where you're trying to make a living just off your body in
Or
a
like a
competitive
ballerina.
athletic environment, or like a ballerina.
You fuck yourself up.
How many guys get to be Baryshnikov? How many dudes are like, I am going to be the next Baryshnikov?
I know.
Meanwhile,
The
there's
odds
been
are against you.
thousands of them, and no one gives a fuck. It's like, who's going to be the next Lance Armstrong? Guess what? Nobody.
No one.
How about that? Go into that fucking bike racing, try to get famous. We're like, hey, asshole, we don't need to ride bikes, okay?
I just got a cortisone shot in my hip.
Ooh,
I like
holy
running,
shit.
like
I need
I
to get
run, and I just all of a sudden my body was like, no, stop.
Hold on a second. You know, that's just a pain thing. That's you're still injured.
Yeah, I know, because
You got
I
the
started running
cortisone.
again for like 3 days. I ran like I used to,
Right.
and the pain came back. Like I hadn't even gotten the shot, and then I haven't run since then. So it hasn't hurt me.
Where are you having the pain? It's in your hip?
Yeah, right under the like it's a muscle in my hip.
Oh, it's a muscle in your hip.
Yeah,
you
it's
sure?
a muscle. Yeah, I went and got X-rays and.
That's
and-
scary shit. I know people
Yeah.
have had hip replacements. That's fucking dark.
No, the X-rays looked totally
Yeah.
fine, but he was like, "Do you want a shot of cortisone?" And I was like, "Okay," and I was so excited that my hip didn't hurt. Well, it still
so
doesn't.
You worked
It still
it out
doesn't.
again?
So it doesn't hurt now, but when I was running again, it did.
What if you have to get an iron hip? That'd be crazy.
Dude.
Guys, I'm not getting a hip replacement.
It's not
guys.
just an iron hip. You know what they do? They saw off the end of your bone. Where your socket is, they literally saw it off, and then they screw this fucking spike that goes deep, 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 like a foot into the bone with an artificial, I don't know if it's a foot. It's about, I didn't measure it. Don't get crazy on me, internet. But they screw this fucking long pipe into the bone, and then it's this artificial hip socket that's on the top. And sometimes it doesn't line up so good. Like one leg might be just slightly bigger than the other leg because of it. And when you're walking, you have this little fucking hitch to your stroke that you'll never get away with. Like you'll never like walk normal for the rest of your life unless you want them to open you up and resize it again. But
All right, I'm gonna get out of here.
Artificial hip. That's
that
crazy.
is a bummer.
Yeah,
well,
and that's just they're going to be able to develop artificial everything in the future. They made a titanium bone for a woman who had some sort of bone cancer and she lost her jaw, and they created her a titanium jaw, and apparently it functions just like the regular jaw.
It's better than her old jaw.
They insert it in place. It's slightly heavier than the old jaw, apparently.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh,
Why?
that's actually
delicious.
a person's jaw that they've.
All right, you know what?
Brian.
You know what?
Brian, you might be
This is
an
not
asshole.
a safe environment. This is
Listen.
not a safe place.
You have somewhere you have to go, don't you?
Yeah.
I do.
You do. Thank you very much for coming on. This has
Thank
been
you.
awesome. This
Thank
is
you
really,
so
really
much.
funny. You made me laugh so hard.
Thank
This
you.
was super cool. And I want you to do it as many times as you can whenever you're in town. Please
All right.
call me and let's fucking do this all
I
the
will.
time. And
Thank
if you
you.
ever move to LA, for real, Brian has a whole network of these
Yeah.
podcasts. It's called the
You
Death
have a
Squad
podcast
Network.
whenever you want one.
We'll put you on immediately, and when we put you on immediately, I'm telling you, everything will change.
Yeah.
Everything
Really?
will fuck yeah. All your club dates will change.
Medical marijuana
significantly.
license. We'll get. Look at your card.
I'm
Yeah.
on board.
Yeah.
Thank
Dude,
you.
you're hilarious. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
really,
guys.
really cool having you on. You're awesome. See, it panned out, ladies and gentlemen, like I knew it would. This podcast was brought to you by
Fleshlights.
the Fleshlight. It is.
I know.
If you go to joerogan.net, click on the link for the Fleshlight and enter in the code name Rogue, you know the fucking drill. Why do I have to say it at the beginning and the end? Maybe you
not
tuned in
fair.
halfway and you didn't hear the first part. You heard it. I'm being rude. And we're also brought to you by Onnit.com, ONNIT.com, makers of Alpha Brain. Enter in the code name Rogan. Get yourself 10% off. Try the Shroom Tech Sport if you're an athlete. Shroom Tech Immune and New Mood, a 5-HTP enhancement supplement that you shouldn't take if you're on antidepressants. All right. We love you, dirty bitches. We'll see you soon. We got a lot of people coming up in the show. Sam Harris is coming up. Be Real from Cypress Hill's coming up.
Whoa.
Greg Fitzsimmons is coming up. My pal from Boston. We started out together back in the day. All right, that's it. Bye, everybody. We love you.
Bye.
See you soon.